Yeah, it's case number 522 on the calendar in the matter of Garl versus Nesh.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, huh?
Mr. Garl, you own some sort of a club establishment, and the defendant made a bachelor party there. According to your complaint, he still owes you several $1,000s for his bar tab.
Yes.
The defendant says that he paid you $900. I believe that's what you...
He charged it, but we're disputing it.
Did you pay him $900?
He charged it without our consent, but we're disputing it, ma'am.
You owe him money.
No.
Yeah, sure you do. Hey, did you go there?
Yes.
How many people went there in your party?
About 30.
So you expect to go there and drink for nothing?
No, but I expect...
Okay, so then you owe him some money.
No.
Mr. Nesh,
Yes.
let me explain something to you, sir. At the end of this case, there is going to be a judgment in favor of the plaintiff for a certain amount of money. I don't know how I'm going to be able to reconstruct exactly what you owe him, but you had a bachelor party there, you drank his liquor, you used his establishment, and you are going to pay him. You do understand that?
Not all 30 people drink, though.
Mr. Nesh, I'm going to tell you something, sir.
Yes.
At my age, I know enough about bachelor parties that everybody had something to drink.
He didn't.
Everybody.
Maybe some water.
Well, he's entitled to be paid for water that somebody drinks at his club.
Okay.
Now, you had 30 people at this bachelor party. What were the financial arrangements, Mr. Garl, with regard to the per-person charge, exclusive of alcohol?
The party was set up for January 13th with Christina and Tim.
Christina, stand up.
Christina is my event coordinator for...
Okay, event coordinator Christina, who has a last name which is?
Perez.
How much were you charging per person to come into the club?
$10.
So that's $300 if he had 30 people.
Correct.
Now, did you ask for a guest list?
Yes, I did.
When did you ask for a guest list?
At the time that we arranged the party,
And what did Mr. Nesh say?
that he wouldn't be providing a guest list because he wasn't sure how many guests he would be bringing to the club on January 13th at the bachelor party.
Well, how did you expect Mr. Nesh to figure out how many people were going to be charged for the $10 entrance fee?
We did a head count on the way in.
And how many were there?
30.
You have a list of those 30?
I don't know.
How many were there?
Over 40.
There was more like 55.
That's because they're letting people in on their own, so...
Just a second.
At 40, we quit counting.
If he acknowledges 30, there were at least 40. Okay.
Wow.
Shh. You may not lose this whole thing, Mr. Nesh, but don't start on the wrong side with me, sir.
Okay.
When you use somebody's business, you have to be prepared to pay for it.
It should also protect you as well. I mean, they should let people in with knives.
Mr. Nesh?
Go ahead.
If you choose to have a bachelor party with 40 people, sometimes things get out of hand. Was this the only place you were going that evening?
Yes.
And you started out there?
Yes.
What time?
About 10:30, 11.
What time did they get to your place?
11:30.
What time did they leave?
Their party started a ruckus about, it was about 1:40.
And what was the financial arrangement with regard to the booze?
They wanted to be VIPs, come in, and they were going to take care of everything at the end of the night.
Do you have a contract with them?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please. What do you do for a living, Mr. Nesh?
I own a car audio business.
So you're a businessman.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign this?
Yes.
Good. Did you present him with a bill?
Yes, we did. The next morning,
What was the bill?
the bill was $2,297.
Okay. So, Mr. Nesh, you are a businessman. You signed this contract. The contract says, no guest list, walk in. Christina will take a head count and give it to Audie. Who's Audie?
Audie is a bar manager.
You said the price per bottle is $100 and up, depending upon selection. Private cocktail waitress was $100. You said number of guests 20 to 30, but you agreed that she would do the head count at the door.
We both came up at the same number at the club.
No, what I'm
I was
telling-
with her when she was doing the head count.
And what was the number you came up with?
30. And she was letting people in, and I tell her that these people aren't with us. I actually had to bring the people back and have them pay them cash. And she still counted them afterwards, after the couple days that went by.
You could have modified this contract and said, Christina, and what's your first name?
Tim.
Tim will do a head count at the door. That's not what you said. You said Christina, that's her, will do a head count at the door. You said you were going to pay the waitress and you were going to pay the bar tab.
Okay.
So?
But did you see the rest of it that says that it'll have a mid-VIP section blocked off as well?
The
I didn't follow
entire
through on that.
mid-VIP
And
section
That's what
blo-
brought the bar tab up to some outrageous amount that he's asking for.
Well, tell me why, sir.
Because it's supposed to be sectioned off as per the contract. People are coming in and out as they please, drinking our drinks, ordering on our tab, bottles that we don't even drink, alcohol that we don't even drink. So it's coming to our table that we're ended up getting asked to pay. So that's not our thing. He should have had it blocked off and should have checked people walking in and out.
Well, when you say blocked off, how was it separated? How were your
It's a
30 to
midsection.
40 people
It's
separated?
because it's a separate section from the rest of the club.
Okay.
It's supposed to be sectioned off on the sides, which it wasn't.
Well, what did you expect them to do?
Maybe stand somebody there at the door, maybe chain it off. Just as it says, blocked off, it's not blocked off.
How did you block it off?
They were offered private security at $100 per person, and they refused. Being that it was a bachelor party, I ended up putting a security person on either end, which they tipped $100 to each security person to go out to the dance floor and bring girls to their private party.
Oh, were you there? Did you see that?
Yes, I
Just
was.
a second.
I'm in that club every weekend, and I was standing right there.
That's cute.
And Tim actually complained to me about one of the girls dancing with one of my security guys at the entrance of their blocked-off area.
Did you actually observe women from the dance floor being escorted to the midsection VIP area?
Al, which I think is Tim's cousin, was actually asked to get back in the bar from my security because he was out front bringing people in from the outside from the line inside, which we didn't charge. I mean, after 40 people, we stopped charging them, but it got ridiculous that they were inviting so many people in from the outside. And
Men or women?
women.
Who's Al?
He's my cousin.
Al the procurer?
No. Al Nesh.
You see?
I
Good.
just like you, that's
I'm
all.
interesting, right? I'm interesting.
You are.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't answer your questions.
That's not fair, though.
You want fair?
I was just wondering
You
if
want
judge
fair?
was supposed to be fair.
In Washington, D.C., in the Supreme Court, you get fair. Here you get me.
And later today,
I had to sell not only that ring, but some other items that I had for
I don't believe
my
you.
bills.
I think you're a liar. That's what I think.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Club owner Clark Garl claims former customer Tim Nesh skipped out on a $2,000 tab for a bachelor party.
When you say there were 30 to 40 guests, Mr. Nesh, listen to me very carefully, sir.
I'm
The
listening.
30 to 40 guests that were yours, were they all guys?
No.
How many women?
Maybe 6, 7 girls.
Ooh, yeah, right. You want to know something, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I never remember. I have sons, I have son-in-laws. They never invite women to their bachelor party.
But can I give you...
They end up there,
Hey.
but they don't come as invited guests. Al, the procurer, may have gone outside and
No.
brought some women in to dance. Stop laughing, because it's not helping him. He's going to be angry after you leave that you heard his case. Do you
I'm
understand?
just smiling.
Do you understand?
Can I ask
Okay.
you something?
No, you can't ask me anything, sir, because you know why?
Why?
I have spent a lifetime in this profession so that I don't have to answer your questions. You have to answer my questions. I don't answer your questions.
That's not fair, though. I thought a
Yeah,
judge was
you
supposed
want
to be fair.
You want fair?
I was just wondering
You
if a
want
judge was
fair?
supposed to be fair.
In Washington, D.C., in the Supreme Court, you get fair. Here you get me. Now, Mr. Nesh, listen to me very carefully, sir. If you said to me, listen, there were other people that were left in the VIP section that were not part of our party and they got some drinks, and you were reasonable with the club.
Oh, I
And
was.
reasonable with the club and said, listen, let's come up with a figure that I can live with. We had 40 people there that came in, and maybe we brought in another 10, 15 women because we were all dancing, you know, and the women were also drinking. So maybe in total we were 50 people. Times 10 is $500. Now let's say each one of them drank $20 worth. That's an easy, right? You can drink $20 worth in 2 hours. You drank the water.
I drank cranberry juice.
You drank, well, cranberry juice, very good, very good for you. Very good for you, also expensive. At a club, sometimes you can pay the same thing for a cranberry juice as you can for a beer.
Especially at this club where they rip you off.
Then you shouldn't have gone there. That's not his
I know, I
problem.
wish I did.
Find someplace else to go. But I would say that minimally, at a bachelor party that arrives at 11:30 and leaves 2 hours later, that everybody has one drink an hour at $10 a drink. That's $20 a person. $20 times 50 people, $1,000 plus $500 entrance fee. That's $1,500. Now, if you had said to him, listen, Mr. Garl, we didn't have a good time. Somebody came in, took a knife, we had to leave. whatever the problem was, I'm prepared to give you $1,500. However, they put a $900 tab on your bill, and you just told me that you're contesting that, that you don't owe them anything. That's unreasonable, Mr. Nash.
No, it's not.
How much did they offer you to resolve this
They wanted
matter?
to take $650 off of the bar tab because they said that they didn't drink tequila, they didn't like tequila.
What was the whole tab that you have?
The whole tab of theirs is $22.97.
And they just wanted, uncross your arms.
No.
And they just wanted to take off $600?
And $50.
So they wanted to give you $1,700.
Yeah.
And what did you say to them?
I said this wasn't Mexico, it's not negotiable.
What does Mexico have to do with it? Why are you so racist
Well,
about that?
I'm not racist about
What's
it,
wrong
but
with this guy?
I actually had a conversation about them putting a car stereo in a car and then somebody saying they would obviously either remove it, but this is a situation where we can't.
But if I put something in someone's car that didn't ask for it, right? Just like as he put drinks on my tab that I didn't ask for, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to
Mr.
apologize
Nash,
to the customer for doing that.
The problem is, sir, when you make a party, how many bachelor parties have you made?
Have I made? That
Yeah.
was my first one.
Okay. Well, then maybe you need a little bit of an education. When you make any kind of a party, a function, and you have what they call an open bar, they're going to give you a bill at the end of the evening.
I'm familiar with that.
It's sort of understood that if you have an open bar, that you're going to have to trust the establishment or don't make the party. What?
Just want to say something, you're not going to get mad.
I don't guarantee you I'm not going to get mad.
All right,
I'm here because I get mad. What?
Big differences between an open bar and ordering when you're at the club is I did the ordering myself, so I know what I ordered.
You didn't order for all these people, especially for the
All these
procurer's
people that we're hanging out with all the time.
No, listen to me.
But I know
listen
who
to
I'm
me.
hanging out
Cousin
with.
procurer went out and brought in girls
But that's
to
not
dance.
true. That's you just taking his word.
I am taking his word. You want to know why?
Tell
I'm
me.
taking his word, sir, because it's a bachelor party.
But it's not a
That's
bachelor-
what they do. You wanted to have a Tupperware party, you should have stayed home.
I know.
You owe $2,200. Pay the bill and don't make any more parties. You don't know how to do it. That's all.
Can I ask something for you?
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I hope this guy's club goes out of business soon.
I would never do business with them again.
These guys don't check the people coming into their club. You know what I mean? I could have rolled out with a gun and no one would checked anything out.
It seemed to be his group that was the fight.
Unfortunately, I made a bad decision.
I think he has a champagne taste with a beer budget.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Matthews versus Hadsall. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Thomas Matthews is suing his ex-fiancée, 29-year-old Janice Hadsall, for the return of the engagement ring. Janice claims she sold the ring to pay bills.
Mr. Matthews, according to your complaint, you and the defendant became engaged.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
bought her a ring. You were supposed to move into a new townhouse.
Yes.
So far, that's correct. Is that right?
No, Thomas and I had never gotten engaged.
According to your complaint, you bought her an engagement ring.
Yes.
And you wanted to move into a townhouse. In order to do that, you had to break your lease. You paid the bills to do that, to break the lease,
Yes.
so that you could move into this new townhouse together.
Yes.
After you paid those bills, you found out that Miss Hadsall was sort of friendly with her ex-husband again. Are you now living in the townhouse, sir?
Yes.
And is living in the townhouse with the ex-husband, which was facilitated through your paying the bills to get her out of her old lease.
Correct.
That's
So
not
you
true.
want two things. You want the engagement ring back, and you want the bills that you paid.
Yes.
Let's talk about the ring first.
Okay.
You have it?
No, I don't.
Where is it?
Well, when Thomas and I was supposed to move in the townhome, he agreed to help me with the bills and the utilities and stuff like that. When he and I had split up or broken up, that I had to sell not only that ring, but some other items that I had for
I don't believe
my
you.
bills.
I think you're a liar. I think you just didn't bring it because you didn't want to give it to me. That's what I think. How much was the ring?
$2,069.56.
Describe it to me.
It was white gold. I believe it was a carat and a half.
You have the bill for it?
Yes.
Well, that's what Kay Jewelers calls it, an engagement ring. And Kay Jewelers doesn't lie. Talk and talk fast.
We had started dating. We moved into an apartment together. We didn't like the apartment that we had gotten. He and I had some problems. We decided that after we were going to move out of the apartment together, that we went ahead and split up, and he moved out immediately into his parents' home. We had talked about, before we moved into the townhome, possibly getting back together. The day after we got back together, he told me to meet him at the apartment, that he had a gift for me. When he showed up at my place, he gave me the ring. And I told him, you do understand that we just got back together, that we're not getting engaged? He said, that's fine. He had asked me, when do you think would be a good time to get engaged? And I told him, not even for a year from now.
You're
And
not
he
a
said that
nice
was
person.
fine.
You're not a nice person. Because whether you said it or not, bottom line is, you're old enough to know what an engagement ring looks like. And if you accept it, and if later you go back to your ex-husband, you be a nice person, and you give him back his ring so he doesn't feel like a fool. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Sometimes in a relationship, you are either the dumper or the dumpee. You got dumped on. The second part of your claim is that you got dumped on because you paid the bills to get her out of a lease so that she could move into a place that she really liked. And she did move into a place she really liked, only not with you. That's something that's not nice, but it's not something that's actionable in a court.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
When you filed for divorce against ex-husband, were you the plaintiff or defendant?
The plaintiff.
And what did you allege in the action for divorce? Don't say You remember. What were the grounds for divorce?
He had an alcohol problem.
So he was abusive.
Not physically abusive, mentally abusive.
He was abusive, right?
Yes.
Because when you have an alcohol problem, you're not only abusive to you, you're abusive to your children, right?
Not technically.
Oh, not technically.
No.
No. How do you think I'm so smart? You think he doesn't have an alcohol problem now?
No.
You don't think that?
No, I don't.
And you brought him back into the lives of your children.
Yes, I did.
That makes you doubly stupid. But that's your prerogative. Meanwhile, you owe him $2,070 for the engagement ring since it's not here. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You can step out.
Thank
Yeah, this is case number 575 on the calendar in the matter of Thomas versus McAfee.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
This is your mother, Miss Thomas, is that
Yes,
right?
it is.
And this is your boyfriend?
This is my husband.
When were you married?
February 15th of 2007.
You have one child?
I have a daughter and he has a son.
You have one child.
Yes.
And it is your claim that your mother made false allegations against the two of you to Child Protective Services. You consider that defamation and you want her to be responsible for paying you damages. Your mother says that she really had the primary responsibility for a long time in raising your daughter, until recently. And when you married and when you took up residence with Mr. Thomas, she had legitimate concerns over the child's welfare based upon things that the child told her. You and Mr. Thomas were married February 15th?
Mm-hmm.
How old is your daughter?
She's now 3.
How long have you and Mr. Thomas been living together?
Almost about maybe 7 months.
Did your daughter live with your mother?
No, she did not. I lived with my mother for a short time and her and I lived there together.
When was that?
That was off and on from the time she was born. We lived together from 04 to 05 and then a couple months in 05. And then last March of 06, we moved back into my mom. And I moved out into my brother's house of June of 06.
So you were in and out of your mother's home for substantial periods of time with your daughter?
Yes.
Without Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Were you working?
Off and on I was, yes, I did.
When you were working, who watched your daughter?
I had a friend of mine, her name is Ruthie.
What about your mother? Shh, just a second. I'll get to you in a second. What about your mother? Did she ever watch your daughter?
Yes, off and on.
Of course. When I ask you a question, I'm supposed to get an answer, not what you think you would like the reality to be, but what the actual reality was, Miss Thomas. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
So when you went to work, who watched your daughter?
My mom and
Okay. You get where I'm going? Mm-hmm. Good. Did you leave your mother's house on good terms?
Yes, I did.
Is that right?
Yes, she did.
Good.
And I had Abby at the time. When she moved in with her brother Joe, I still continued to have Abby so that she could work.
In June of 06, Abby, who was the child, was living with you?
Yes.
Until when?
I had sometimes she'd go home on the weekends with her mom, but most of the time I had her Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends, clear up until Tuesday, September 12th.
What happened on Tuesday, September 12th?
They had Abby for the weekend.
Who's they?
Tanya and Jason. And when I went to set Abby on the potty, because I was potty training her, Abby started crying and jumped off the toilet and held herself. And so I pulled her pants up, I got her something, a snack, and I went out on the swing on our deck and sat there to talk to her. She wanted to play games and sing songs. She didn't want to talk about it anymore. So then when Tanya come on Thursday to pick Abby up, I said, Tanya, have you noticed a difference in Abby's potty training? She said, yes, I want to talk to you about that. She said, when I come home on Saturday, Abby was sitting in her room cross-legged and she was crying. I asked her what happened and she said, Jason. So she said when Jason come out of the bathroom, that he said that Abby was crying because she couldn't get in to go to the bathroom. And I said, well, Tanya, do you think anything with that? And Tanya got mad, and she said, no, there you are, your crazy mind and your stupid things, there you go. She got in her car and she left.
That was September 12th?
Yes, well, September 14th.
Okay.
And then on September 15th, she came to pick Abby up, and she kept trying to get Abby to go with her, and Abby wouldn't go with her, and finally Tanya said, we'll go to McDonald's. And Abby was riding her bicycle, or tricycle, and she said, Mama, you go to McDonald's and bring it back. And so Tanya got Abby and took her home with her. Come Monday, I got sick, and I was sick for 9 or 10 days. And my sister Becky called me from Fort Wayne to know what was going on. I told her. And she said, you need to make a report.
You made a report?
Yes, I did.
Okay. That
To
you
the police.
thought that there was something that was potentially problematic.
Right.
Okay. The question I have for you, Ms. Thomas, is your mother called to make a report to Child Protective Services because of something that your daughter had said to her.
Mm-hmm. My daughter's only 2 at the time.
Doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
She's very smart. Sorry.
Doesn't make any difference. I believe that based upon whatever little bits your daughter said to her, your mother had what she perceived to be a legitimate concern. What?
I have paperwork here of the police report that she made that says she waited 2.5 weeks to make this allegation.
Right. She just told me that.
I was sick.
She just told me that, Mr. Thomas. You think that that mitigates the problem? She tried to get her daughter involved, and her daughter got angry and left. That's what she told me. She said first she reported it to her daughter.
My mom did not report it to me at all.
Yes, she did, Miss Thomas. She said to you, have you had any trouble potty training Abby? She didn't report it to you that way. She was trying to be more subtle. Maybe she had to hit you over the head with her concerns. Mr. Thomas, you have children?
Yes, I do. I have custody of my son.
How long have you had custody of your son?
4 years now.
How old is he?
He'll be 7 next month.
Your mother-in-law says that you acknowledged that you put some hot sauce on Abby's fingers because she was putting her fingers in her mouth. Is that true?
I did one time, yes.
You can't do that, Mr. Thomas. That's not your prerogative.
I understand that. I went
Well,
over
you
that.
understand that now, but you think that that might be the cause of concern by her grandmother?
Well, I see where she would have concern there.
So, I want to see the report that you say that she made to the police.
I also have the CPS report if you'd like to see that.
I absolutely would. Okay. Your mother reported that she believes her 2-year-old granddaughter is being abused by her daughter and her boyfriend. She advised that she has watched her granddaughter and observed significant change since her daughter became involved with her new boyfriend. So, why does your 2.5-year-old bite her fingers?
It was just a habit that she started.
No,
to
no,
do.
no, no, no. That's ridiculous. That's not a habit. That's as a result of something else.
Okay.
Children don't bite their fingers unless there's a problem.
Your Honor, she had also started to stutter, which she never did before.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
These men had come to my house, and they had said that my mom had made allegations. I was a child abuser. I'm not a child abuser.
Oh, stop.
And later today,
You picked him.
I know.
I didn't
Never
pick him.
again.
I
know.
wouldn't have picked him. I guarantee you, I would not have picked him.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tanya and Jason Thomas are suing Tanya's mother, Kathy McAfee, for making false charges to Child Protective Services. Jason says Kathy accused him of physically abusing his stepdaughter.
Mr. Thomas, I'll hear the rest of what you have to tell me.
Okay, this all began when I started to buy a house from her son.
There you go. You bring that up. That has nothing to do with
miss-
it.
Just don't speak.
her son, Joey, came to me and wanted me to buy a house. They knew I was already pre-approved to buy a home, so I decided I was going to go ahead and buy this house. We closed on the house on September 13th. Now, on the closing of this house, Joey had told me that he was going to give me some money back on closing because the house wasn't in all that great a shape. So he was going to show up on the 15th. On the 14th is when we picked up Abby from her house.
15th. Sorry.
Don't speak again.
Okay.
Now, on the 17th, Joey showed up at my house. I work third shift. He shows up at my house at 11 o'clock at night. He avoided me the whole weekend.
Could you get to the point, Mr. Thomas, please?
Okay, well, he showed up after I went to work, and he brought two of his brothers, or one of his brothers and his dad, and I filed trespass warnings against him. And on the 26th, I filed a small claims court case against Joey.
I'm not hearing anything, sir.
I'm getting there. And
well, get there fast.
on the 15th, she calls and threatens us about this CPS thing.
I did not.
No. Mr. Thomas, what do you mean she calls and threatens you about this CPS thing?
Well, she just out of the blue.
No. Did you speak to her?
Her daughter.
I did.
What did you say to your mother, and what did your mother say to you?
She called on the phone, and I answered it. And this was right.
Look at me.
This was right after the police came to our house. My mom called. She was yelling.
Police came to your house about what?
About my brother's, the confrontation.
Okay, so there was a confrontation between your brother and your husband.
I was trying to prevent confrontation, and that's why I had called the police. Go ahead. And my mom had called, and I answered the phone, and she was cussing and hollering, and I'm like, what's going on? And then she was mad at me for calling the police on my brothers.
So?
And I said, I understand that, Mom, and I was trying to tell her, I said, I know how my brothers are. They like fighting, and I said, I only did that to protect my family. I did not want no fighting there because my kids were there. And she was still mad and cussing and hollering, and that's when she said, well, I'm going to get you for child abuse and everything, and she hung up.
Oh, you're under oath.
And she hung up.
No.
And then it was October 2nd, policemen had come to my house, and they had said that my mom had made allegations I was a child abuser.
No, your mother made allegations. Let me be very, very clear to you. You've already acknowledged that you permitted him to discipline this child in a way that I believe is inappropriate. I believe that your mother tried to talk to you well before this, when you came to pick up your daughter way back in September, about your daughter's potty training, and you left. That did happen, did it not?
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Oh, yes, it did. Oh, yes, it did. I don't think she said the word abuse. I believe she said to you having difficulty potty training Abby.
She never came to me about it, I swear.
She didn't come to you. You were at her house.
I came to her house on the 14th to pick up my daughter. My daughter was fine. My daughter left with me fine. I'm not a child abuser.
Let me ask you this question. Did your daughter ever say that she wanted to stay at your mother's house and you said, we'll go and get McDonald's?
No.
That never happened
No,
either.
we were going home. I took her home, but we never went to McDonald's or nothing.
No, I didn't say that you go to McDonald's. I said, did you say to your daughter, we'll go and get McDonald's?
No.
Yes, I did, Tanya.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Anything else you want to say to me, Mr. Thomas? I'm still listening to you, sir.
I just don't understand how these allegations could be made. She made allegations that she abused her granddaughter when she was an infant. She waited, almost 2 years to make this allegation.
No.
She waited almost 2.5 weeks to make that. Child molesting to me, Your Honor, is a very serious thing. Very serious.
And very subjective sometimes, Mr. Thomas.
I don't understand.
Well, I'll explain it to you, sir. When Child Protective Services takes a report, they say, well, has there ever been any indication historically that a parent acted in either a neglectful or abusive way to a child? What she said was her daughter shoved Abby when she was little. What she's really complaining about, and she was, oh, stop it. What she's really complaining about now is that her daughter is taking a passive role, not protecting her child. She's not claiming that her daughter physically abused her. The report says, sir, that you physically abused her once, that you acknowledge by putting stuff on her hands to prevent her from biting her hands, which is an unnatural thing for a 2-year-old to do. You acknowledge that.
Yes.
And the second is, she believed that there was some question as to whether or not her granddaughter was being abused in another physical way. And she has an absolute responsibility to report that.
So why didn't she do it right away? That's my question.
Because I'm answering your question, even though there's no basis for me to have to answer your questions. She tried to resolve, at least looking into the matter with her daughter, who is emotional.
That was a lie, Your Honor.
No, I don't believe that, sir.
It was a lie.
I don't believe it. It's my job to figure out what's the truth and what's not, and who's telling the truth and who's not. And I'm telling you, your wife's statement to me is not truthful. All I have to say to you is you have to keep a very vigilant eye. You have one responsibility, and your one responsibility is to your daughter. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
I don't know who he is. I assume he's a nice man. But if the person who has been caring for your child more than anybody else other than you says to you, I have a question as to whether or not this little girl is being adequately cared for when you're not around, you have to watch that and not complain about it. And you certainly don't sue her about it. I would sue her if she didn't file the complaint. The fact that the Department of Child Protective Services chose to resolve this matter without even having the child physically examined is bizarre, to say the least. Bizarre. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm sorry that she's upset, but, I had to do what I had to do because I tried to talk to her, and I have to worry about my granddaughter.
My mom said that I was a child abuser, and I'm not.
That woman's a liar.
I swear to God, I'm not a child abuser. My daughter loves me.
She won't let me see her, but whether I can see Ivy anymore or not, it doesn't matter. It matters that he doesn't do anything, or whoever done it doesn't do anything.
I'm the most hated son-in-law in the country, I'm sure.
If I was a bad mom, I wouldn't have her right now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ernsdorf, Lefebvre versus Del Campo. Step forward.
27-year-old Lauren Ernsdorf and her mother, Carla Lefebvre, are suing Lauren's ex-boyfriend, 21-year-old Alex Del Campo, for a loan for clothes, a bounced check, and damage to her car.
Okay, this used to be your boyfriend. This is your mother. You claim he owes you some money for some old loans, and he also borrowed some money from your mother.
Yes.
Okay, you say that he owes you for car damage.
Yes.
Did you damage her car?
Yeah, I did.
And you want $100 for that?
Yes.
Do you have an estimate that that's what it's going to cost to fix it?
I paid for it, and I have the receipt.
Fine. Is that a fair amount, sir, $100?
Yeah.
Great. Then you say that you paid for some clothes for him.
Yes.
Your mother did.
We both did.
And the clothes were $255.
Yes.
Do you have the clothes?
Actually, yes, I do, and the photo shoot never occurred, therefore the clothes are in returnable condition.
So why didn't you return them?
I've asked her to come pick them up, but she doesn't want them.
That's not true.
So then you owe her $255.16, so I suggest you wear the clothes or do whatever you want, sell them. Go put them on eBay. $255. That brings us to a grand total of $355. Then you said he wrote you a check for $600, but there was insufficient funds to cover the check. So you want that $600 plus the $355 that he owes you. But I don't understand what the $600 is.
It's for the time Alex and I were dating. He borrowed a lot of money from me.
Like what?
Well, he was driving without a license, and I didn't know that, and he got pulled over in my car. And end of January, he told me he was working and he had money, and he was trying to work things back out with me. So he gave me $600 to try to say, oh, I'm doing better, I'm working now. Because the whole time we were together, he never had a job longer than 2 weeks.
You picked him.
I know, and I know.
I didn't
Never
pick
again.
him. I
know.
wouldn't have picked him. I guarantee you, I would not have picked him.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't know what you were thinking either. Why did you give her a check for $600?
Well, she was like overdrawn in her account, so I decided to help her out, which my check bounced, and that's it.
Just a second.
No.
Listen, shh. Do you think that I believe what you just said to me?
There's nothing else for me to say, though. I gave her the money, but I just didn't have it.
What did you give her the money for?
So she can be out of it being in debt. She was overdrawn. I don't know how much money she was overdrawn, and she said $600
Tell me
to help
how you
her.
knew she was overdrawn.
Because she told me and she showed me.
Show me.
I don't have anything.
Did you ever tell him that you were overdrawn in your account?
No, I told him I needed help. I needed him to start repaying the loans.
Does that sound right to you, sir?
No, it doesn't sound right at all. I owe her mother money. That's who I owe money to. I don't feel that I owe Miss Ernsdorf anything.
Tell me why.
Because we were dating at the time, and she decided to sue me way after. And throughout the times that we were together and everything, she didn't ask me for any money. She didn't ask me for anything, and I was paying her mom at the time 2 money orders that I gave her mother of exactly $400. That's all I paid off.
For what?
For the DMV that her mother paid.
Okay, her mother paid for the motor vehicles problem that you had.
Yeah, exactly.
How much did you pay?
I gave him a little over $800.
So you still owe her mother $400?
Yeah.
And you owe her $100 to fix the car. You've already agreed with that.
Absolutely.
And you owe $255 for the clothes, which I believe that you owe her because you have the clothes with the tags on them. Go sell them.
All right.
Good. Now, how much did the bank charge you for his bad check?
$30.
That's $785.
Okay.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I owe her what I owe her, and I decided, that's it.
He wasn't really giving me.
Hey, Your Honor, this is case number 483 on the calendar in the matter of McAllister versus Davidge.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
What were you arrested for, Mr. Davidge?
I was arrested on false charges of domestic violence that my ex filed against me.
I didn't ask you whether they were true or not true. I asked, what were you arrested for?
I was arrested on allegations of domestic violence.
Was it the first time you were arrested?
Yes.
Look at me. Was
Yes.
it the first time you were arrested? The answer is either yes or no.
No.
Better. When was the first time you were arrested?
Several years ago.
Having nothing to do with domestic violence.
Has something to do with domestic violence.
So you have 2 arrests for domestic violence?
That's correct.
Was it the same complainant in each case?
Different.
Different. Okay. You are a bail bondsman?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is your claim that you received a call from the defendant in jail. You responded. You bailed her out of jail. At her request, she promised to pay for the bond. She did not. You want your money.
Yes.
Defendant says you're a sleazy bail bondsman and she's not paying you.
Correct.
When did you receive the call?
Sometime in the middle of the night from the county jail.
What night? I'm not Karnak. What night
I'm
would you
sorry.
like to tell me it is?
July the 15th.
In the middle of the night. You were home?
Correct. In bed.
How did you get his number?
It was posted on the wall in the county jail.
You have your home number posted in the wall in county jail?
No, ma'am. It's an office number that forwards to my cell phone in the evening and weekends.
I see. I wouldn't think that you'd want your house phone
No.
to have a number. Okay. What did the defendant say to you when she called?
That she was in jail and she had to get out. She had to get to work the next morning. If she didn't get out, she would lose her job.
What kind of job do you have?
I'm an executive assistant.
For whom?
For a small media startup.
How long have you had that job?
Close to a year.
10 months?
Something like that.
Where did you work before?
I was managing a medical spa.
Where?
Walnut Creek, California.
Okay. Have any family here?
Just my 2 children.
How old are they?
6 and 2.
They live with you?
Part-time.
Who do they live with the other part of the time?
Well, my son lives with his dad, and my daughter part-time lives with her paternal family.
Maternal or paternal?
Paternal.
Paternal. So the father's family, father's parents with her grandparents?
No, his brother and his family, they live very close by, about 10-minute drive from where I live, and she's there a lot because I work full-time.
Okay, so you had to get to work at the media startup company when you called him?
Correct.
Did you tell him that you were going to take care of paying his bail?
What happened was I told him that I didn't have any money.
No. When you called him on the phone from jail, you told him I don't have any money?
Correct.
Is that right?
No.
Of course not.
Right. I wouldn't.
Of course not, because if you tell you, please bail me out of jail, but I don't have any money, and he doesn't know you from a hole in the wall, he's not getting out of his warm bed in the middle of the night. Madam.
Well, he did.
No. He did. The question was, did you tell him that you didn't have any money?
Yes, I did.
He says you didn't, and I'm saying I believe him that at that time you didn't tell him I have no money. Because if he's in business and he gets a call from a stranger, you are a stranger, right?
Correct.
That I want you to get up out of bed, drive over to the jail and bail me out. But by the way, I have no money. He'd say, call somebody else.
That's exactly what I said.
All right. I don't believe you. Go ahead.
We discussed that she had a CD, and the CD was maturing within the next 30 days, and that there would be ample
That you would have money.
Correct. In the CD to pay me out of the proceeds of the CD. And she didn't want to cash it in early because she didn't want to pay the penalty. I agreed to those terms within 30 days that she would use the CD.
Was this on the telephone?
That was on the telephone.
Okay. Because you did ask her the question about money.
Correct.
And when you said, do you have money, what did she say?
I have a CD.
Okay. So, did you tell her how much the bail would be?
Correct. 10%, $5,000.
Because she had $50,000 bail?
Correct.
That's a high bail for domestic violence.
It is.
Do you know why it was so high?
That's per the schedule in that county. That's always $50,000 for a felony charge.
It was a felony.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So we get her out. We memorialize our agreement in writing. She
Can I
signs
see it,
a
please?
bail contract and the agreement to pay.
Can I see it, please? Okay, so you signed an agreement to pay him the $5,000.
I had no choice. He made me sign it.
But
Your Honor,
madam,
you
listen
haven't
to me
heard-
very carefully, madam. You have a choice. Your choice is to stay in jail until the matter on which you were arrested for is tried. That's your choice. You
We
chose.
had a different agreement.
No, no, no. This is your agreement. This in here is your agreement, in the four corners of this agreement. And what I asked you was, did you sign this agreement? And the answer is either yes or no, not
Yes,
I was forced to
I did sign that agreement, but aside from that, there was an oral agreement that took place between me and Mr. McAllister.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Once the agreement's signed, I get her out of jail. She says, now what do? I live 30 minutes from here. I agreed to give her a ride. She's worried about getting to work, so I give her a ride. And it's about 30 minutes away. So during that time, she tells me the entire story about the arrest, and I attempt to be understanding that, you know, she was arrested, and I'm sorry, and that's a bad thing, and you're dealing with a breakup, and, you know, how she caught her boyfriend with his new girlfriend laying on the couch that she paid for or she picked out. And the entire time in the car,
Would you look at me when you're telling me this story, Mr. McAllister? Look at me. Don't look down there.
Sorry. The entire time in the car, she says, I'm not a stalker, I'm not a stalker. I go, okay, sorry, you're not a stalker. No problem. Okay, I'll get you to your vehicle. Well, the vehicle's parked 3 blocks away from the house where she was living or where she was arrested. So there's obviously something going on there. Anyway, I get her out, she signs the agreement, and she refuses to pay me.
No, just a second. When did she sign the agreement?
Immediately upon release from the county jail.
Okay. And then you drove her to her car.
Correct.
And you dropped her off at her car.
Yes.
And she never paid you.
Right. I made
When,
repeated
for the first time, did you contact her with regard to payment?
Well, within 10 days, we sent her an invoice, just a reminder of the payment terms, and sent her 4 or 5 subsequent invoices that went answered with these rambling letters talking about...
Do you have a copy of the letters?
I do.
Can I see them, please?
Those are her letters to me and then my responses.
Based upon our discussion, these are your words, when he initially asked you for your money. Based upon our discussion, it was my understanding that we would discuss my opportunity to provide some type of service to you and your business in lieu of paying you $5,000 for a relatively risk-free, as you put it, bond. I am still awaiting the opportunity to make good on my offer to work for your company. As you were advised at the time the bond was posted, I have not, or do not have now, $5,000 fee that you are demanding. Given the above-mentioned discussions that we had at the time of the unsecured bond was posted, I now consider your correspondence demanding $5,000 to be intimidating and threatening. What are you, crazy?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
On the way to my vehicle, he makes comments about my physical appearance, and he says, a pretty woman like you, maybe we can work something out.
And later today...
What's wrong with you? Don't you have any pride at all?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is it? Show me. Where is it?
I left it at the house.
Right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bail bondsman Aaron McAllister says former client Elena Zadevich owes for unpaid bail money.
Please do not send me any more threatening letters. You knew my financial predicament at the time bail was posted. I still intend to honor my promise to perform professional services for you. You never promised to perform professional services for him. Your own letter says, it was my understanding that we would discuss my opportunity to provide some type of service to you or your business in lieu of paying for the bond. Given the above-mentioned discussions that we had at the time, I now consider your discussions aren't a contract, madam.
Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah,
because he's not telling you the whole truth.
Go
what
ahead.
happened, he bails me out.
Are you, just a second, are you telling me the whole truth? Listen, are you telling me the whole truth?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
About your children's living arrangements, you're telling me the whole truth?
We're not talking about my children right now. I want to tell you.
You mean you're telling the truth?
About what
Listen to
happened.
me. You're telling the truth sometimes, and sometimes you can lie. And when am I supposed to tell the difference? You see, I knew that you were lying to me about your children's living situation. That you're not willing to discuss.
What did I lie about?
Listen to me. My question to you is, how am I supposed to tell when you're lying, and how am I supposed to tell when you're telling the truth?
I do tell the truth.
But you just lied to me today.
About what?
You lied about your children's living situation.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
How did I lie?
Oh, yes, you did. And you know you did. You know that they live with me part-time, they live with some part-time, they live here because I work. That's not the story. But that's a story you chose to tell me. Now, you told me that with the same veracity as you told me that you had another contract with him. And my question to you is, how am I supposed to tell when you're telling the truth and when you're lying?
What I'm saying is the truth.
Okay. Now I'm going to hear you, and then I'll tell you what the law is.
Okay. Well, he bails me out. He drives me to my vehicle. On the way to my vehicle, he makes comments about my physical appearance, and he says, well, it would be nice if a pretty woman like you worked for my company doing some sort of marketing and promoting my company, and maybe we can work something out in terms of paying for the bail bond that he posted on my behalf. So when he dropped me off by my vehicle and before he left, he made me sign the agreement that you saw after we had the conversation of me potentially working for his company.
Did you get what you said to me, madam? You just said to me, maybe you could work for my company. Maybe you could work for my company.
And
that's not an agreement.
No,
That's not. No. After that, nothing. You took that, and I believe that you said that to her. Well, maybe you could work for my company and do something. Maybe you said it to her. Who cares? It's not relevant. There was no contract.
I said I couldn't work for him full time as he proposed.
So
he
no,
said,
madam.
We can work something out, and you can work for me on weekends.
Your Honor.
Oh, listen to me. Listen to me. You're making it up as you're going along.
No.
Yes.
No, I have
you
a
are, because
letter.
according to what you said to me, after you had that discussion, after, not before. You see, he said you signed this at the jail.
No.
You say I signed it after I had the discussion with him about working with him part-time, weekends, etc. If that was true, that's not contained in this agreement.
No.
And I believe, madam, that you are one smart cookie. And if he had this conversation with you where you made a contract with him, a contract that's enforceable, to work off the bail bond by working for him part-time, you would have put it in this agreement because you were already out of jail. So then you could either say to him, I'm not signing this, or you say, it's not the entire agreement that we have, but you didn't. You signed it and said, I promise to pay you $5,000.
Well, he told me right there that if you don't sign it, I'm just going to put you right back to jail. That's what he told me.
I don't believe you. You're making it up as you're going along.
No.
You're making it up as you're going along, because if he said to you, you signed this or I'm going to take you back to jail.
That's what he said?
Your response would have been, well, then put in our agreement that I could work it off, right? Right?
I was very stressed.
Oh, listen, it's not the first time you were arrested. That's why I asked you the question before.
And
it's not the first time. It's probably not the second time that you were arrested. So pay him his money. You owe him his money. Don't be a con artist. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've offered to either work for his company
My family's been in business over 40 years,
in lieu of paying for the services.
and it didn't come from having criminal defendants work in my office.
It was his offer initially.
It's a bad deal. I'm sorry she had to go through what she went through,
So he reneged on the original agreement.
but I performed a service and I need to be compensated.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Martin versus Say. Step forward, please.
26-year-old Jamie Martin is suing her former live-in boyfriend, 25-year-old Thomas Say, for a loan to pay his child support. Thomas claims Jamie gave him the money out of kindness.
Miss Martin, according to what I read, you met the defendant on the internet. You started dating him. He needed some money because he was behind in his child support. You made a loan to him for his child support, and he hasn't paid you back.
Correct.
Mr. Say acknowledges or says that you gave him money to pay off his child support obligation, but that it was a gift and a nice gesture. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you meet him?
In August of last year.
And when did he tell you he had a problem with his child support?
Probably around October.
Had he borrowed money before that?
No, but he was living in my house.
He was?
Yes.
When did he move in?
Probably in September.
Met him in August, moved in September.
Yeah, bad choice.
Bad choice, very bad choice. You work?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a part-time cashier.
What do you do for the rest of the time?
Oh, nothing. I'm trying to go full-time.
How do you support yourself?
With my job.
As a part-time cashier, who pays your rent?
I have a mortgage. I pay myself.
What's your mortgage?
$530.
Do you have any other source of income?
I sold a house in Florida. I still have a little bit of money left from that.
You're living in California?
No, South Carolina.
What prompted you to move from Florida to South Carolina?
My parents moved up there and they gave me some land.
Parents subsidize you?
Meaning?
Give you money?
No.
How much do you make from being a part-time cashier?
$8.
Where did you get the $3,000 from that you loaned to him?
When I sold my house in Florida, I had money in the bank that I
Show
was
me
saving.
that you withdrew $3,000 and gave it to me. When was he supposed to pay you back?
It was supposed to be an every month payment, no less than $100.
And when did you stop seeing him?
I kicked him out of the house in November.
Why?
Because he was getting to the point where all he wanted to do was go drinking and not coming home at night, so I decided I didn't want to put up with that.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
How many children do you have, Mr. Say?
1.
How old?
2.
And where does that child live?
With me and my wife. She didn't kick me out. I was separated. And when I went back to my wife, I left her.
Okay.
That's when all this came to the head.
Fine. But she gave you money for child support.
Yes.
Why were you behind in your child support payments?
It was based on income that I wasn't making any longer.
Because you can't hold a job.
Listen, Ms. Martin.
I'm sorry.
They based the money that I was making when the child support was set up was based on about $70,000 to $75,000 a year. I was making about half of that. Every month when I would send money, it fell further and further behind. We were supposed to revisit the issue in November. However, right before the court came, that's when she gave me $3 grand. It was a gift.
It's your kid.
Yes, ma'am.
You idiot. It's not hers. If you fall behind in your child support, you pay for it. That's what it is. It's for a parent to pay child support. What's wrong with you? Don't you have any pride at all?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is it? Show me. Where is it?
I left it at the house.
Right. I don't think you're adorable, sir. She may have found you marginally attractive when she allowed you to move into her house for some bizarre reason. I have to tell you, whatever it is that you think you have, it eludes me.
I'm sorry,
It
Your
eludes
Honor.
me, sir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
It eludes me. You know, there are acts sometimes of sheer desperation that bring people together. You are one of those sheer desperations. When you have an order for child support, you live up to your responsibility, and you do not rely on strangers to take care of it. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, why in the world your wife took you back, I have no clue. You have family that's living?
Yes.
They must have prayed very hard for her to take you back.
Must have.
It is not Miss Martin's obligation to support your kid, which is a boy or a girl.
Little girl.
Wonderful. I'm sure you absolutely adore her. Has Miss Martin ever met her?
No, ma'am.
Never even exchanged a meal with her? Why in the world do you think that she'd want to put bread on her table?
She offered it when I went. We were...
Well, he's going to answer me. He's going to answer this question. Rather than just accept his whooping, he is going to actually answer this question. Where do you come from?
South Carolina.
I do not find you adorable. I find nothing about you adorable. I think that you're an irresponsible fool. You owe her $3,000. Pay her. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Matter of Kane versus Teague. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. Keene, according to what I've read in your complaint, you were living with Mr. Teague's father at the time of his death.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that after his father died, you were put out of the apartment that you had lived in for some time, and some property there belongs to you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're suing for. He is counterclaiming. He says that you stole some money from his father and you canceled an insurance policy on the car and kept the premium for yourself. So he is counterclaiming for that. How old was your father when he died, Mr. Teague?
71.
And how long had he been living with Miss Keene?
Off and on for 2.5 years, 3 years.
No, ma'am.
How long?
4 years.
When did you meet him?
Met him in 2000.
Where?
At a friend's bar. I was working for her. She needed some help. He had come in. He had some racing coins.
Okay. And when did you move in together?
In October of 2000.
You moved into his house?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Teague says you lived on and off. Is that accurate?
No, ma'am. We separated once because of a flood in East Ridge. Our house was flooded out, and I had to leave for about a month and a half.
Where did he go?
He stayed there in the house.
Why didn't you stay?
They wouldn't let me because of epilepsy and the breathing machine that I was on. FEMA put me out of the house till it could be bleached back out.
Okay, when was that?
That was in
May of 2003.
Okay. Other than that separation, you had lived in the house continuously?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Well, tell me about your understanding of the situation, sir.
She has an apartment, or she had an apartment in government housing in Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
She has a serious drug problem. She would leave the house to go do her drugs, and then she'd bag her way back into my dad's house.
How did you know that, sir?
Because I've seen her stoned, She told me she had a drug problem. Her mother told me she had a drug problem. My father told me she had a drug problem.
When did she tell you she had a drug problem?
Oh, probably after the house flooded. And she was gone for 9 months when the house flooded.
When did she move back into the house with your father?
She got in trouble living in her apartment. She got into a fight with one of the girls that lived next door in the government housing. In January of 2004, she had to go to court. My father paid to get her bond and to get her out of jail and to her fine in court. And I have a check that my father wrote her for $2,600.
Your Honor, that check was from FEMA. That was my money to start with. His father did have it, but it had nothing to do with what his father had.
See the date, ma'am? And our court case for that was in March of that same year.
March of 2004.
Yes, ma'am. The flood was in May of 2003.
Gotcha. Okay. What items, Ms. Keene, do you claim are in the house that belong to you?
The living room suit belonged to me. And
do you have a receipt for it?
No, ma'am. I could not go back in the house.
Just a second. Where was it purchased?
I had bought it from a friend. It was a used living room suit. I purchased it from a lady that I'd met through the projects.
Well, then all you had to do was get a receipt from her when you're coming to court.
I could not find her.
What else?
He kept items that his father had gave me, a gun, and his father told him the Saturday before he died that he did want me to have that gun. He kept my clothes.
Just one second. Mr. Teague?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any of her clothing?
No, ma'am.
Did you either discard, give away, throw away any of her clothing?
The only thing I got rid of is the stuff that she left behind the day that she come to the house to pick up her belongings. It was a one-time deal. Get everything of yours here and go. I have a police report stating.
Can I see the police report, please? What you're telling me, Mr. Teague, is that they were not living together in January of 2005. Is that correct?
January of 2004.
They were not living together, and your father passed away?
In October of 2004, October 30th.
October the 29th, Your Honor.
And there were times when she stayed with your father?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, a week before he died, did your father call you to the house, and she was there?
2 weeks before my father passed away.
2 weeks.
Melissa called me to the house.
That's Melissa.
Yes, ma'am.
So she was
called
living
me to
there?
the house. She was staying there at that time.
Okay.
She told me she was leaving. She said, I'm tired of putting up with him. I'm leaving. And I said, well, that's fine. I can take care of my father.
Had she been taking care of him up until that point? He was ill.
No, ma'am.
Just a second. If she wasn't there, and you just said to me, Mr. Teague, be very careful, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
If you said, well, I can take care of my father.
Right.
That presupposes that someone else was taking care of him, and that would have been Miss Keene for at least a period of time. If she called you and said to you, I'm not taking care of him anymore.
I'm leaving.
I'm leaving, then she had been taking care of him.
Okay, yes.
Don't play with me, sir.
I'm not, ma'am.
Good. How long had she been taking care of him?
Well, in September was when the cancer come back. He had cancer, had taken treatments, had gotten better, and then it came back. So he was in the hospital for a couple of weeks.
Your Honor.
Yes.
He was in the hospital for a week. He had got sick that night. I took him to the hospital. I couldn't get in touch with none of his children. We got him to the hospital. Ken's children come in and tried to throw me out of the hospital. Ken told the hospital to throw his children out and bring me back to the room. I stayed there at the hospital with him for 1 week, did not leave, lived there for 1 week in the room with him.
Okay, so what I want to know is how long did you take care of him? 2 months before he died?
For a year with the cancer.
Well, were you living there,
Yes,
madam?
ma'am.
But you were arrested in January of 2004 over an incident that occurred in another location.
Yes, ma'am. We kept the other apartment. Ken wanted me to keep it because I had stuff in it.
I just want to know, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen carefully. How long were you living full-time taking care of him after he got sick?
For over 6 months.
All right, so we're down from a year to 6 months. That's all.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The doctor told Terry that he was dying. Terry left, and I held his daddy in my arms by myself till he took his last breath.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melissa Kane says her deceased boyfriend's son, Terry Teague, trashed her belongings. Terry claims Melissa stole money from his late father.
What other property do you claim is there that's yours?
The curtains, my TV was there.
You were unable to produce a receipt for the television.
The stuff was in the house. Mr. Teagues and the cop, which were friends, would not let me go back in the house to get anything, any receipts.
Listen to me. You went back into the house. According to the police, you retrieved personal property, but you were not permitted to take the television set.
They never let me go back in the house.
What else? Ms. Keene, what else?
I had a Dutch oven stove in the back.
Do you have any proof that any of these items belong to you?
It was all in the house, Your Honor.
I don't care if it was in the house, madam. The house was not yours.
Right, and they wouldn't let me go in it to get nothing.
I asked you a simple question.
No, ma'am.
Do you have any proof that any of these items were yours?
No, ma'am.
Well, I can't help you, Ms. Keene. Let's get to your counterclaim, Mr. Teague.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's your claim that first Ms. Keene stole money from your father's wallet.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
The night my father passed away, when I got to the house, Miss Keene was there, and there was already several people there, including the police and the fire department. I went in the house. The funeral home had called, told me the information they needed. I needed his Social Security number. I tried to find his wallet. I looked all over the house, could not find it, and I walked into the living room and said, no one's going to leave here now till my dad's wallet shows up. So, in a few minutes, Miss Keene walked down the hallway back into my father's room and found my dad's wallet laying on top of the pants that I had picked up and checked the pockets to see if the wallet was there.
Okay.
The day that she came to the house to retrieve her belongings, she got angry because the policeman would not allow her to have the television. So she said, I want to see your supervisor. I want to see him now. The officer backed up and was calling on the radio to get his supervisor there. She looked me in the eye and told me that that's okay. I took $700 from his wallet the night he died, and I told her she wouldn't get another penny.
So when she wouldn't get the TV, is what you're telling me she said to you, I'm not going to get the TV, I'm just telling you I took money?
Yes, ma'am. And I have a witness.
Yeah.
I have a witness who heard it.
Who are you?
I'm Steve Kyle. I was there when she came to pick up her items.
How are you related to this family?
Terry's my roommate, so I knew the whole thing, everything that was going on.
Tell me what you heard.
Oh, well, when she found out she wasn't going to get the TV out of the house, that's when she made the statement. She said, that's okay. I took $700 out of your dad's wallet the night he died.
Your Honor, I've never met this gentleman, never seen him in my life, could not tell you who he is. He was not there that day. I did not take no money out of his father's billfold. His father's billfold was under the bed. His daddy, when he died, I was there by myself. I done called the doctor once because Ken didn't sound right. And Terry come in, and the doctor told Terry that he was dying. Terry turned around and said, I've got a card game, and did not tell me he was dying, and left. I called the doctor back myself 30 minutes later when it got worse, and the doctor told me, he said, Miss Kane, I'm going to tell you just like I told his son, if you want to bring him to the hospital, you can, but it's not going to do no good. I said, you mean he's dying? He said, yes, ma'am, I told his son that. I tried to call Mr. Teagues back. He would not answer his cell phone. So I went back in there, and I held his daddy in my arms by myself till he took his last breath. And then when he took his last breath, I laid him down on the bed. And when Terry got there, after the police and everybody else got there.
Had you been there earlier that evening, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you stay?
When I got there, my father was real upset because Melissa wanted to take him to the hospital. My father hated hospitals. He didn't want to go to the hospital. So I said, settle down. I'll call the doctor and ask him. My father was coughing up blood. I called the doctor. The doctor told me this is common for someone taking chemotherapy. Have your father just stay there and rest at home.
So the answer is, you were there earlier when your father was coughing up blood, and you left. Mr. Teague, answer my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you go when you left?
After we got my father calmed down, I went to home. My sister was in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She was leaving to go home the next day. I went and visited with her.
Well, how much time did she spend with her father?
The whole week that we were on, she was in on vacation. Me and my two sisters were there every day.
I don't think I believe that, Mr. Teague.
Well, it's the truth, Your Honor.
I don't think I believe that. If your sister was leaving, and the reason your sister came was because of your father's health, and you got a call from Miss Kane that was sufficiently serious for you to go over there, I don't see why your sister, who was another child, wouldn't have gone over there at the same time. And upon seeing your father in a condition where he was coughing up blood and being agitated, considering what you've told me about Miss Keene, I wouldn't have gone anywhere. If it were my father, I would have stayed around.
May I answer?
Sure.
Okay, we got him settled down. He had coughed up a little blood. The doctor said that was common. One of the neighbors come over. We sat in the living room for an hour and a half watching TV. He was fine. Had I known my father was going to die that night, I would have never left that room. I mean, he had been sick for 15 months. There was no way that I knew my father was going to die.
She stayed with him. At least he didn't die by himself, right?
Right. That was one of his wishes.
That what?
That he didn't die by himself.
But you weren't there. She was there.
That's who he wanted there, ma'am.
That's who your father wanted.
Right.
Don't you think it's about time that you put a period, Mr. Teague?
I'm not understanding the question.
I'm asking you about your counterclaim, sir.
She took money from my father.
I don't know that. Maybe it was her money. If there was money in the wallet, maybe it was her money. But that's what I mean when I say you put a period, Mr. Teague.
I've wanted to put a period. She won't allow me to put a period.
Well, you're putting a period now. It could have been very, very easy, Mr. Teague. It was all over a television set. Why don't you just let her take the television set? What is the big deal? I mean, I'm not going to award her the television set because, quite frankly, she had, Miss Keene, put your hand down. Because, quite frankly, she doesn't have proof that she purchased it. But it would put it down. But it would seem to me that if what you're telling me is your father, whether she was a good person, a bad person, a mediocre person, your father wanted her with him when he died. She did that. She took care of him. I don't care if it was for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or 2 months. She ministered to him on a daily and nightly basis when you and your sister and whatever other siblings there might be were out doing your own thing, whether it was working, playing, at least at the end, she was there ministering to him. So for that, you should say thank you. And if the whole thing was over a television set, quite frankly, Mr. Teague, it's distressing to me as a human being. Why would you would not have said, listen, you want the TV? Take the TV. My father's not going to watch it anymore. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to show you what he did with my stuff?
Yes.
These are the pictures, and all that was mine is under the clear bags, and he left them out there for over a week. I've got a few things in this bag I'd like to show you. He ruined all my stuff. He gave away all of my groceries. He gave away...
Stop, don't tell me about groceries. I was beginning to feel a little sorry for you.
Can I show you the closet?
Why did you put her stuff outside?
Because when I went to check on my father's insurance and seen that the day we buried my father, she left the graveyard and went straight to where he had his insurance and canceled his insurance on his 2 vehicles and collected the premium. I felt like she had disrespected him for the last time and that I wasn't going to allow her back.
Okay, just a second. So tell me about the insurance policy, Ms. Keene.
The insurance was mine and Ken's.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am. And he had...
Shh. Was it their joint policy?
Her name was on the policy.
Then she had a right to cancel it.
I don't understand that.
Your father wasn't driving anymore, Mr. Teague.
I understand that.
And if her name was on the policy, she had the right to cancel the policy and to collect the premium. That's her right. She's the policy holder, not you. She. And you had no right to throw her stuff out. That was the wrong thing to do. I think that you acted badly, Mr. Teague. I think that you acted very badly. While your father was sick, while he was coughing up blood, while he needed assistance in getting to the bathroom, while he needed assistance in showering, bathing, keeping himself clean, feeding himself, neither you nor your siblings were there ministering to him. For whatever period of time it was and for whatever kind of a person she is, she was there, and she was the person your father wanted there. He didn't say to you when you came, do me a favor, get rid of her. I want you to sit and hold my hand. It's not what he said, and you just told me that. So if that's what your father wanted, and she gave him a little bit of peace before he died, and at the moment of his death, you acted badly. You acted badly in going to the house and taking her keys and telling her to leave. You acted badly over really nothing, no money. I mean, we're not talking about any big money.
No, ma'am, but we were talking about guns, and she has a criminal past that she didn't need to have a gun.
Sir, What are you, the morals monitor?
No, ma'am.
Your father liked her. She was your father's girlfriend. Have you ever been married?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
3.
Shh, quiet. Did your father like all of your wives?
Yes, ma'am.
Bad judgment. You didn't. But if he didn't like all of your wives, would that have made a difference to you?
No, ma'am.
No. So your father picked her. You didn't like her? That's too bad for you. But you can't put her stuff outside like this and ruin it because you got into a hissy fit because she canceled insurance that she had an absolute right to cancel. You can't do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Rivera versus Hernandez.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Ms. Rivera, the defendant is your ex-husband's current girlfriend.
Correct.
And according to your complaint, outside of school, an incident occurred where she attacked and assaulted you. You want to be compensated for that injury. It resulted in severe damage to a finger. Ms. Hernandez says you initiated this altercation by damaging her car. Fight ensued. You may have gotten the worst of the fight, but you started it. And she is counterclaiming for the damage that she alleges you did to her car that day, and also for the fact that she lost her job because of this incident and lost wages. That's your counterclaim.
Yes.
How long were you married to the ex-husband?
13 years.
Do you have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
How old?
12 and 8.
What's his first name?
Jose.
When were you divorced?
I wasn't legally married. Common law.
Common law in what state?
New York.
There's no common law in New York unless it was before 1933. And from looking at you, you didn't live with him in 1933, so that you were never married to Jose.
No.
But you were together for 13 years.
Correct.
Come you never married him?
I wasn't ready to get married.
You were ready to have 2 children with him, but not get married.
Exactly.
I always understood that. It was always clear as a bell to me. When did you separate?
We were together 13 years, and we separated a couple of years ago, like maybe 4 years ago.
And when did you meet Jose?
In 1998.
You have children with him?
Yes.
How many?
1.
How old?
6.
So you were with him when he was living with her?
No. According to me, he wasn't living with her.
Your child there's a 2-year age difference between your child and hers.
Yes.
How long have you been living together?
Going on 4 years.
Well, for the 4 years before that, where was he living?
In his own apartment.
Sounds like some bargain. What does Jose do for a living?
He's a broker, an insurance broker.
How long has he done that?
About maybe 6 years.
To make a living?
Yes, he does.
How much money does he earn?
About maybe $35,000, $36,000.
Does Jose pay child support?
No, he doesn't.
How do you support your children?
He provides for them.
How do you support your children?
He supports them.
How much does he send you?
He doesn't send me anything. If they was to need anything, he'll go buy it for them.
That's not supporting your children, Ms. Rivera. Do you work?
No, I don't.
Well, who supports you? Is not an answer.
The city.
The state?
The state.
And how long have you been a recipient of state assistance?
About 19 years.
19 years. Well, that's the reason you didn't marry Jose.
Yeah.
That's the answer. I knew, you follow the money, you always get to the answer. That's a reason for not getting married. So Jose works as an insurance broker. The state pays for your 2 children, and Jose has another family. Who do you work for?
For myself.
What kind of work do you do?
Insurance broker.
For the same company?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you worked for them?
It's mine. It's an actual brokerage. I own my own brokerage.
Does he work for you?
Yes.
How long has he worked for you?
6 years.
Is he a paid employee or on commission?
No, he's a paid employee.
And what's the name of your company?
Popular Multi-Service.
Where are they located?
In the Bronx.
Oh, perfect. State of New York is going to send me a big gold star for this one. Now, tell me when this incident took place.
It took place on February 5th, 7:30 in the morning.
Tell me what happened, Miss Rivera.
Okay, I was taking my kids to school at 7:30 in the morning because they have to be inside by 8 o'clock. So as I'm approaching the school, I see Athena Hernandez coming out of the school. And then as I'm getting closer, she's running back in the school. So as I'm approaching inside the school, she's coming out. And she's coming out saying a smart remark.
Just tell me what she said.
She said, haha, I have a car.
Go ahead.
So I looked at her, I was like, come on, boys, let's keep on going inside. That's not necessary. So I gave them my blessings, I walked them inside, and then I stood about 10 minutes inside. I came out, she's still out there, parked in front of the school. She pulled down her window, she started cursing at me, and she spit at me. So I spit at her right back. And I continued walking home. As I continue walking home, I'm turning the corner, ready to cross the street. As I'm crossing the street, she turns the car in a one-way, she eats the stop sign, and she hits me with the car. I got surprised, I fell down. So as I'm getting up, she rushes out the car and she starts attacking me. So I'm trying to defend myself. So I'm trying to unzip my coat to pull my hands up. So I finally took off my coat and she kept on attacking me, and then she snatched my coat, ran back in the car. So at that moment, I was like, help, help, somebody. Can I have a cell phone to call 911? I need to call 911. I'm being attacked. Somebody finally let me call. So I'm like, help, 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 please come. I'm being assaulted over here. So I see her rushing back out. She's like, who are you calling? Who are you calling, your son? Who are you calling, huh? When I see her coming out, I pick up the stick to start her to see if the cops come. And I'm taking off my boots. And I'm like, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave me alone.
You're taking off your boots?
Yeah, because I had some boots up to my knees, and they were high, and they were tight, and I kept on falling. So to have my balance and protect myself, and I'm like, leave me alone already, leave me alone. The cops are coming, leave me alone. She was like, no. She smacks the stick out of my hand, and she attacks me. And I feel somebody else behind me, pushed me against the gate, and she just kept on hitting me, boom, 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 boom. And I kept on defending myself, and she bit my finger. And she said, ha, ha, look at your finger on the floor, and that's when the cops came. And I was just, it hurted so much, it was unbelievable.
So it was the tip of your pinky finger that she bit off?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, tell me your version of the events.
Okay, my child and her 2 children attend the same school. It's not the first time that we see each other, but every time we see each other, she has something to say, whether it's indirect, under her breath, whatever. Usually I just let it go, you know, give her a, smirk, whatever. This morning...
Let me stop you just for a second, just for my own information. Are you nice to Jose?
Yeah.
Are you nice to Jose?
Yes.
Because you said nice things about him before. You said if the kids need anything, he gets it for them. And I assume that you're still living with him, that you think he's a nice guy.
Correct.
And I assume you don't like her.
I don't have anything against her.
I assume you're not crazy about her, because I believe that there is this underlying current of animus, anger, that the two of you have, and you're not crazy about her. Is that right?
That's correct.
And that I don't understand. You see, you look like 2 relatively normal women. Jose's the bad guy, not you. He was 2-timing you, he was 2-timing you, there's no question in my mind, so you all make up with Jose and fight with each other. 2 women fighting with each other when the bad guy is off doing what he's doing, maybe with somebody new. Never can tell. That's his history. That just is so foolish to me. And you're not the first 2 women that I've seen do this kind of ridiculous fighting over some worthless piece of trash guy who doesn't support his children, lets the state do it, lived a lie for at least 4 years. Why do you look puzzled, madam?
Because according to what I know, the state supports her.
State supports the children unless he provides support through the court. The state supports her children. That's why she didn't marry him, or that's why he didn't marry her. They had a little extra cash. He's not going to have that extra cash anymore because they're going to attach his salary, which you just swore under oath that you paid him the last 6 years. They're going to go back and take it out for 6 years' worth of money. Let's move on with February 5th at 7:30 in the morning.
I'm getting out of my vehicle, dropping off my daughter. I run into school. It was freezing that day. As I'm leaving the school, she's entering the school with her 2 children. She tells her oldest son, I'm just effing showing off. I look at her, I said, you know what, why don't you just take your kids in the school and shut up? I don't have effing time for this. I'm going towards my truck.
Nice talk in front of the children.
I go towards my truck.
Both of you, as a matter of fact. Because I absolutely believe that happened.
First of all,
Okay. I go towards my truck. She puts her kids through, there's 1 door, 2nd door, leaves them in there, runs back out, starts taking off her coat, telling me, I've been dying to kick your... for the last 8 years. Get out of the truck. I'm in the truck and I'm laughing at her while she's taking off her clothes. Mind you, it's 8 degrees outside. Now she starts kicking my passenger door, gets in front of my truck, bangs on the hood. I'm honking the horn for her to get out of the way. I can't drive fast because there's parents dropping off their children, and we're in front of a school and they have speed bumps. If not, I would have went around and kept going. Couldn't do that. I went up, moved up a little, she moved over, right? As I'm going towards, there was a stop sign.
Just a minute. You have a big business?
It's a small business, not that big.
In case somebody has to reach you at your business when you're out with your child, how do they do that?
My cell phone.
Which works?
Which I didn't have.
I don't believe that. You don't walk out of the house in 8-degree weather in a car without your cell phone.
Your Honor, I didn't even have a bra on.
I don't care whether you had your bra. You may go out without a bra, but nobody goes out without their cell phone. So I don't believe that.
Okay.
Absolutely don't believe that you didn't have your cell phone. So if you have this nut banging on your car looking to fight with you, what is the last thing you do, Miss Hernandez? The last thing you do. You have a nutty person, takes off her coat in 8-degree weather, starts banging on your car, damaging your car. What is the last thing a woman does? Gets out of the car. So what I want to know is, how did her finger get bitten off if you stayed in the car?
I didn't stay in the car.
Why not?
Because she spit at me through the window.
First of all, why is the window open if it's 8 degrees outside?
Because
when it's 8 degrees outside, when I used to live in New York, the first thing I did was make sure those windows were up and the heat was on, not keep the windows down. So why, Miss Hernandez, were the windows down?
I rolled down the passenger window.
For what?
To curse her out and tell her to go home.
Got it?
Got it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Is that the finger that she bit?
Yes, and I have the estimate of my finger, too.
I don't need an estimate for your finger. There is absolutely nothing you can do to fix your finger. They cannot reattach it.
Yes, they could. I have it here.
Elizabeth Rivera claims her ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend, Athena Hernandez, bit off the tip of her pinky finger during a fight.
Now, Miss Hernandez, you have some crazy person who's attacked your car, who's hell-bent on attacking you. Why in the world would a businesswoman who has apparently a successful small business, so she's savvy, why would she get out of a car where she's safe to confront some lunatic?
This has been going on for years.
Why would you do that?
Because I was tired of her. I was tired of her.
So you got out of the car to beat her up?
No, to return the favor.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Don't believe that for a minute. Not for a second. I believe you got out of the car to beat her up. That's what you did. You got out of the car to beat her up. And Miss Rivera, there isn't a question in my mind that you attacked her car. Not a question in my mind that the situation happened exactly the way you told me it happened, with a few minor changes, that she beat you up because she was furious. And there isn't a question in my mind that she banged on your car before you got out of the car and beat her up. Now, who is this, by the way?
This is my son. He's been supporting me through my pain and suffering.
You wouldn't have had any pain and suffering if you hadn't started to rail on her car.
Your Honor, this has been going on for a long time.
Miss Rivera, I'm not interested in a long time.
She's been sending me letters through the mail and harassing me and everything.
Were you arrested?
Many years ago.
Arrested for this case?
Well, yes, correct.
Were you arrested?
Yes.
For this case?
Yes.
And what happened when you went to court on this case, Miss Rivera? Because you were arrested, I assume, for either vandalism or harassment. What happened with that case?
They just gave me a fine of $95. They were going to give me a misdemeanor, but they saw that...
Don't tell me what they saw. You must have pled guilty if you had to pay a fine.
Yes, I did.
What did you plead guilty to?
To vandalizing.
Right. There you go. That's exactly what I surmised happened. You vandalized her car, and you pled guilty to that in a criminal proceeding.
They didn't tell me it was for her vehicle. They just said it's for the...
For vandalizing.
For
what did you think you were vandalizing? The snow?
Well,
vandalizing her car.
She can't prove that I did anything.
Miss Rivera, you pled guilty in a criminal proceeding. Finished. It's over. Now, Miss Hernandez, you were arrested for assault.
Yes, that's correct.
And what happened with that case? Were you found guilty?
Yeah.
For assaulting her?
Yes.
Oh, this case is over. Wish I would have known that before we started. You have to pay for her injuries because you pled guilty to assaulting her.
She didn't pay for medical bills. The state did.
No. I'm not giving her a dime for her medical bills because she doesn't have any medical bills. But you assaulted her. She has to be compensated for that. And you have to pay for her truck because you started it.
Why would I have to pay if she don't have no evidence I did anything to her?
Oh, yes, she does. Because you pled guilty to vandalizing her truck. Now, you have pictures of the truck?
No, I have an estimate.
I'd like to take a look at it. And is that the finger that she bit?
Yes, and I have the estimate of my finger, too.
I don't need an estimate for your finger. You have Medicaid, is that correct?
Yes, I do, but Medicaid doesn't pay to fix my finger.
Nothing you
I
can
have
do
to
to
estimate
There
on
is
that.
absolutely nothing you can do to fix your finger. Absolutely nothing. They cannot reattach it anymore.
Yes, they could. I have it here. What they're gonna do to it and everything.
Listen to me. Not at this stage of the game. Now, you have any other children other than these two children?
I have one more, which is Jose.
That's it?
3 boys, yes.
His father is not Jose.
No.
How old are you?
20.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a sales associate at Macy's on 34th Street.
And
I go to college, John Jay.
Perfect. You get along with Jose?
Somewhat.
Smart. On your claim, Miss Rivera, I am awarding you for pain and suffering $1,500. I would have ordered more, except you precipitated this attack by vandalizing her car.
But she also...
I'm speaking. I'm ruling now. I heard you. I'm awarding you $800 on your counterclaim to fix your car, which I am deducting from her award. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Which means, Miss Rivera, that you get $700 because I've deducted the $800 that she's getting for the truck. I'm speaking, and you get nothing, but you get your truck fixed. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
And I'm going to suggest if you are two decent human beings and you've both made the mistake of falling for Jose, you put this animosity to rest. It should be over. You don't want him anymore. You got him for now. Maybe you won't have him in 5 years, but you got him for now. You may not be happy when they start taking money out of his pay. A whole bunch of money, because that's what they're going to do. That's what the state of New York's going to do. You can't escape your responsibility. If you make children, you have to support them. And is there any reason why you don't work? What are you looking over here for? Is there any reason why you don't work?
Yes, I don't work because my reading is not so great.
You don't have to read for every job.
If you can find me one, I'm willing to work.
It's not my job to look for a job for you, madam.
No one wants
You've
to
been
really
on
hire
welfare 19 years. It's time to move on. There are lots of jobs that you can do where you don't have to be able to read War and Peace. That's all. Step out.
Case number 111 on the calendar, the matter of Nunez versus Mitchell. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
This known as Mr. Mitchell is your boyfriend's brother. I don't know if he's still your boyfriend.
No.
Okay, but you and the boyfriend had an apartment. You decided to relocate. Mr. Mitchell was looking for a place to live. He didn't have very good credit. He has a wife.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend. And children?
One son.
With the girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Not married. No. Any particular reason why, sir?
Just hasn't happened yet.
Didn't think about it?
We've thought about it, but
Not ready to make that sort of a commitment.
not really that. Just haven't done it yet.
Anyway, they needed a place to live. And you thought it might be a nice idea if you let them move into your apartment. They moved into your apartment. Your name, however, remained on the lease. It is your claim that after they moved out, because of things that they did, you were required to pay the landlord a certain amount of money. Mr. Mitchell says that it's your fault, all of these things, so you pay. When did you move into the apartment?
I initially signed the lease in November of 2005.
And when did you move out of the apartment?
In April of 2006.
Was it a one-year lease?
It was a one-year lease, yes.
So he had until October of 06. Is that right?
Well, November. Technically, the lease ended November 30th of 2006.
When did you move into the apartment, Mr. Mitchell?
In April of 2006.
And what was the rent?
Was $800 a month plus utilities.
And you were diligent in paying your rent each and every month?
Yep.
When did you move out?
We moved out the end of November.
Did you pay November's rent?
Yes.
What rent does he owe?
Well, because they didn't give us 60 days notice to the apartment complex, then they were required to pay an additional month's worth of rent.
Was that in the lease?
Yes, it was stated in the lease.
Did you give him the lease?
I did give him the lease, and I have a copy here showing that he initialed when he signed on to the lease, showing that he did see that in fact...
I'd like to see it.
Okay. And I have a copy of his application to be signed on to the lease, and his initials next to where it says 60 days must be given to move out of the apartment.
So it is clear that you both understood that you had to give 60 days notice.
Yes.
And your name remained on the lease.
Yes.
And it is Mr. Mitchell's position is that he gave the landlord 60 days written notice. So now, Mr. Mitchell, will you show me your written 60-day notice to the landlord?
Yeah, I gave 30 days notice, and I was going to work with them to pay off the last month's rent, but I do have a copy of that.
Well, so you didn't give 60-day notice.
No, not 60. I gave a 30-day notice.
But you had to give him 60 days notice.
And I had talked to them about that I didn't have 60 days, and they said that they would work with me on paying off the rest of the money.
First of all, you can't modify a written contract by an oral agreement. A written contract can only be modified by a written contract, sir. So you did not give them 60 days notice, and you were living there.
No, I did not.
So you owe the month's rent.
Well,
am I missing something?
I went into the leasing office and I said that I don't have 60 days, and they said, how long do you have? And I said, I can give you 30 days.
That's hearsay, sir. That's hearsay.
Okay.
So you owe the month's rent, and how much is a month's rent?
It was $800 plus an extra $150 for being outside of the lease.
Is that what you had to pay?
Well, I have it listed as $850, which is what
perfect. So you see, $850. And what about the utilities?
The utilities that they owed were $500 at the move out. I have a copy of all of that here.
Did you owe any utilities when you moved out, sir?
Not that they had told me. I had been paying the utilities every single month.
Well, take a look at the utilities. How much does it say the utilities were when you moved out?
But part of this in here is the rent, too, like late rent. So it wasn't a total of the $500 for just the utilities.
Well, were you late in your rent?
No. Well, except for that last month, yes. So
well, the
yeah.
last month wouldn't account for $500, sir.
Yeah, and I don't understand how it's listed
I
here.
don't either. What is it?
There's a breakdown of everything. It's a gas reimbursement, late fees, rent, trash reimbursement, utility charges, water, sewer reimbursement, and the total for all of those combined.
Do you see that,
Yeah,
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
So is that what you owed?
Yes.
Is my question. Wouldn't that have been easier for you to say immediately?
Yeah.
What was that amount?
The amount is about $500. I just rounded up, Judge. It was $495. So
don't round it out.
Okay.
I have a machine here. It helps me. So far, we have $1,345. Now, what about the cleaning fees for the apartment?
The cleaning fees are listed here as well. There's different damages, cleaning, trash out, rent through the 60 days.
You already told me about trash. How much trash was there?
Apparently there was a lot because they're getting charged again for it.
Just a second. Mr. Mitchell, did you and your girlfriend do a walkthrough with the landlord when you left?
Not with the landlord, no.
With whom?
We didn't do it with anyone. We cleaned the apartment out. There was some trash, but it's listed here. It's only $5 worth of taking trash out. And so there were a few bags
Why
of
didn't
trash.
you walk through the apartment with either the manager or the landlord?
They didn't tell me that I had to do that.
Did you take photographs when you left?
Mm-mm.
Well, why should she have to deal with any of this stuff?
They also had to replace the carpets, and the carpets were damaged when we moved in. And I asked Vicky if the deposit that she left would cover the carpets, and she said yes. And she had like 8-month-old Great Dane puppy living in the apartments that completely trashed the carpets.
Is that right?
I take responsibility for the carpets. However, Judge, the carpet cleaning fee was only $50.
You said that they had to replace all the carpets.
I have the invoice of them having to replace the carpets.
You mean they had cleaned it before they replaced it? They're very neat people. What date did you move out?
November 30th.
This was in January of 2007.
That's when they replaced the carpets. That was the invoice from the carpet company that they gave the apartments.
No. Where did you get this from?
The apartments. I went into the leasing office and talked to her about what I needed, and she said that this showed that they had completely replaced the carpets.
But you weren't charged for that.
No.
No. So
I don't have a copy of any of that.
No, she doesn't have a copy of that. Yes, you can take this and you can give it back to this lady. I don't know what she was hoping to get from that. So far, you owe $1,345. What were the rest of the fees?
They didn't return the key cards, and there's other damages here to different things in the apartment complex.
Did you return the key cards?
No, I do take responsibility for that.
Listen, Mr. Mitchell, sounds to me like you have to grow up a little bit. You didn't give 60 days notice. You didn't finish cleaning up the apartment.
I did clean the apartment.
No, you said to me you left some trash there. And there were some things. Did you have a young child in the apartment?
Yes.
So there was some damage in the apartment that I'm sure is ascribed to you and not her 8-month-old Great Dane. That be a fair statement?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there are a lot of things that you didn't do. She shouldn't have to be responsible for that. And she lost a $150 deposit. She's not even asking you for that, which she should have gotten back. Can I see that paperwork, please? Anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Mitchell?
Just that when I had spoken...
Before I pronounce sentence upon you.
I had spoken to the leasing office about the notice, and they had said, since it's not 60 days, we can...
Listen to me. That's hearsay.
I have a copy of when I said I was going to move out, signed by the apartments.
Does it say signed and approved, no penalty?
No.
Fine. Okay, now I want to see your check.
Okay. The check is from my older sister's account, and it's right here, and there's a payment of receipt.
I'd like
and
to see
also
it,
the
please.
statement from the account being paid.
When did they contact you?
They contacted me on April 10th, so 4 months after they had moved out and I thought everything was taken care of, I found out that I had 2 days to come up with approximately $2,000. And if I didn't pay it, they threatened that they were going to take us to court, there were going to be more fees added, and I didn't want to ruin my credit because I have really good credit. I've always paid everything on time.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay. Where did you move to, Mr. Mitchell?
My aunt had a house that she rented to us
So why couldn't you give them 60 days notice?
because we needed to move into that house to get it. Because
Why?
we needed a bigger house. We needed something with more rooms.
I understand what you're saying, Mr. Mitchell. You said I couldn't give them 60 days notice, which means that you were going to the military, somebody was having surgery, but you go into your aunt's house, so you move in a month later to your aunt's house.
We couldn't afford the last month's rent as well. And that's what I had told
You're
the lease
fast
officer.
talking, babe. You're a fast talker. Fast talker. Fortunately for me, I'm a faster thinker. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,865.01. That's all. Out. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't think I should have had to pay any of this, and it comes out like me looking like the irresponsible one.
It's not that he's a bad guy, it's just that there were some irresponsible things that happened, and I'm just glad it got taken care of.
I'm definitely not going to get onto a lease with anyone.
Thanks, Judge Judy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Golombieski versus Bano. Step forward, please.
Mark Golombieski is suing his ex-girlfriend, Pauline Bano, for the return of an engagement ring and 2 unpaid loans. Mark claims at the time he proposed, Pauline was married to another man.
Mr. Golombieski, you and the defendant were in a relationship. According to you, you gave her an engagement ring, asked her to marry you, and she accepted. And you made a series of loans to her. She went and married somebody else, according to you. And you remained friends, but you want your money back and you want your ring back. Ms. Bano says that you were just friends, originally not, but then she met somebody else, she married somebody else, and you, in a very friendly way, agreed to assist her when she was having some financial difficulties. And the ring was not an engagement ring, but a ring that was given to her at Christmas time when she received all of her other Christmas presents. That's the box? Can I see the ring?
100%.
Can I see the ring? I need a time frame for this.
That was Christmas Eve.
Oh, perfect. How did you meet her?
We met online in June of 2006.
And when did you meet in person?
A few days after we started talking online.
You live close by?
Yeah, we live in the same town.
Was she single at the time?
Yes.
Did you discuss marriage?
She brought up the subject of marriage maybe a couple of months after we'd met.
What did she say?
She kind of thought I was the right guy for her, and, you know, I got along well with her children and all that other stuff.
So
And
she's been married before?
yes.
What about you?
Yes, I was.
Divorced?
Divorced.
And you?
Ben, I was divorced, yes.
Tell me about when you purchased this ring, sir.
When I purchased that ring was after Miss Viano came back. She had to go to Maryland for about a month or so, 5 weeks or so, because her son was injured in Iraq. And she went down there to be with him and to care for him down in Maryland.
In what month was that?
Most of the month of October.
7th is when I left.
Okay, go ahead.
We still contacted each other pretty much every day, emails, phone calls, things like that. You know, we kind of maintained the relationship the best we could. So I guess with abstinence making the heart grow fonder, things like that. When she came back in November and leading up to it, you know, I started thinking a little bit more about it, that we got through all of that and that, you know, maybe she was the next one for me.
But while, according to you and according to Ms. Bano, while she was in Maryland, she met somebody else. Is that right?
Yes, it was.
And you married somebody else?
Yes, I did.
When did you tell Mr. Golombieski that you had married somebody else?
When I got home.
Not before?
No. When I got home from Maryland. Which
When
was
did you
in
get
November.
home from Maryland?
November 7th, November 8th.
Is that when she told you she had gotten married?
No, Your Honor.
When did she tell you she
Mark,
got married?
you were crying
No,
on the
no, no,
phone.
Miss Bano, don't speak to him. When did she tell you she got
She
married?
told me she did not even get married until just before Thanksgiving, which would have been around November 22nd or so.
Okay, so
She
sometime
told
in
me-
November.
That's true. Sorry.
She didn't tell me this until about the beginning of the year, after Christmas, that she got married back just prior to Thanksgiving.
She told you after you had given her the ring?
Yes, Your Honor. About
Tell
a week
me
or so
about when
after.
you gave her the ring.
Basically, it was on Christmas Eve, 2006. Her family
You
was
were
there.
together?
We were together. We were at her house. Her family was there. My daughter was there with us. And we'd opened up presents and things like that. And
Everybody exchanges gifts on Christmas Eve. Sorry.
one of the last gifts that I had given her was the ring. And, you know, I let her know that I wanted to marry her, and she accepted.
What did she say?
She said she wanted to be together, you know, and she accepted
All
it.
right. Now, according to you, Miss Bano, at the time that this gentleman gave you this ring, you were married to somebody else.
Yes.
And you told him you were married to somebody else.
Yes.
Give him his ring back.
Thank you.
His.
I offered it back 100 times. He
Now he's
refused
got it.
to take it.
Okay, now he's got it. Got your ring back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now let's talk about these loans. When was the first loan?
First loan was on January 17th of 2007. She asked for $750 for a car loan.
Now, by that time, you already knew that she was married.
Yes, Your Honor. But I also expected us to, she was talking about an annulment. She was talking
Why
about
did she
divorce.
tell you that she wanted an annulment?
She didn't want to be married to this gentleman. The gentleman that she'd married to wasn't even with her. He wasn't up in the state of Connecticut. He was still wherever. I'd never
In
met him.
Maryland.
The only time that I'd know that they were together, she said, is when he came up here to marry her in November.
But you still dated
Yes, Your Honor.
from November, December, and into January. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So according to you, and according to her, she needed $750. You gave her the $750, and according to Ms. Bano, she actually returned, and you accepted $350 on that loan.
No, Your Honor. Not on those loans. There was a time around Christmas that she wanted, you know, we were out shopping and she needed some money, and I gave her the $300 then. What? And she had repaid that money to me in the cash that she's talking about, I believe.
No, that is not true.
Okay, so why don't you tell me, Ms. Bano?
Okay, in the beginning, we did meet.
Listen, I'm past meeting. I don't care meeting. You met, you married somebody else.
Yeah, I
You
did.
want-
I met,
Fine.
I married somebody else. In
Listen,
December, I
Ray-
talked to him.
Quiet. Get to the $750.
I was telling him, we were talking. I told him I needed more money to put down payment on my new car, okay? He
Why
offered
did you tell
it.
him that? Why did you tell him that?
We were just talking in general. I wanted the car now. I didn't want to wait, okay? And he offered it, so I said, okay, I'll pay you back. I can pay you back half now, and I'll pay you back half the next week. He's like, that's fine. So on the 18th, I deposited his check into my account. On the 22nd, I withdrew $300, and I handed it to him. He took it. The following week, I offered him money again. He said, no, just keep it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, go ahead, cutie. When was the next time you told him you needed money?
I didn't tell him I needed money. We're just having conversation. Okay, in conversation, the second time in conversation, we were discussing, and I was saying, we were talking about my income taxes, how I hadn't been here, blah, 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 so on and so on.
Just a second. Don't tell me about income tax. I read your answer.
Yeah?
According to your answer, you were having some financial difficulties. So what did you need money for in January?
A car.
You got the $750.
You just said what I need money for in January.
February.
March.
You mean you're still stringing him along in March?
Yeah.
What did you tell him you needed money for in March?
We were just talking about money in general. He offered the money. He left a check on my kitchen table. My daughter picked it up. We asked, what is this for? He said, help you out with bills. I was like, thank you. We cashed it. We paid some bills.
Oh, let me tell you something. Mr. Golubieski, kiss the floor, look up to God, and say, thank you, God, because but for the grace of God, she could have married you. Then you would have been in real trouble, sir. Right now, the guy in Maryland has to worry about
He doesn't have
our
to worry about
shenanigans.
anything.
Judgment for the plaintiff and the amount.
9 on the calendar in the matter of Deskins versus Benson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Thanks,
folks. Have a seat. You're welcome.
Ms. Deskins, you and Mr. Benson lived together for the last 4 years, according to what I read here, and you were in what I perceived you believed to be a committed relationship. At some time, according to your complaint, you purchased a truck. The truck was for, according to you, Mr. Benson's use in his business. The only thing is the truck was titled in your name, and the understanding was that he was to make all the payments on the truck. He didn't. They repossessed the truck, and you now have a judgment against you for some $8,000. Mr. Benson says, with regard to that part of your complaint, it was your truck, you should have paid for it.
Yes.
Next, your claim is really a little convoluted. It's something to do with the saddle, that he pawned some of your property, and you want the value of the property that he pawned, saddles or something like that. Now, Mr. Benson says that he took the saddles down and pawned them because you needed the money, you wanted the money, and he gave you the money. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Benson?
No, she wanted me to buy dog food, and I used the money for that.
And finally, we have Mr. Benson's counterclaim, because he says when you threw him out, he left with the clothes on his back, and you have his saddle and tools and stuff that he wants back. Okay, let's get to the truck. When did you buy the truck?
The truck was purchased in approximately May of 2002.
What kind of a car were you driving in May of 2002?
A Toyota Camry 1995.
Is that the only vehicle that you had?
No, I believe at that time I also had a Ford F-250 pickup truck.
Did you sell that truck?
That truck was sold, yes, Your
When?
Honor. Probably sometime that year.
When you got the other truck?
Yes, it was its replacement.
Shut up. When you got the other truck, you sold the old one?
No. The other truck was sold before the Nissan pickup truck was purchased.
So you got one instead of the other. Now, what were you using a truck for?
I was not using a truck for anything but an ostrich business that I had from 1990 to approximately 1998.
Well, from 1998 until 2002, when you got rid of it, what were you doing with the truck?
Hauling hay.
I'm going to get to you. Miss Deskins, I want you to understand something.
Yes.
One way or another, and I would prefer it to be sooner rather than later, I'm going to get all the truth. So if you're going to give me a lot of baloney, it's going to irritate me, because it's been a long day and I'm tired. Do you understand?
I understand.
Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. So, if you had an ostrich business that concluded in 1998 and you kept a truck and paid for insurance and paid for tags for 4 years, then you're either stupid or you were doing something else with the truck.
After I stopped ranching ostriches, I had a horse ranch and a llama business.
So you were using the truck?
Correct.
And when you sold that truck, the same year, you purchased this truck in May of '02.
That's correct. I purchased the truck for Mr. Benson. He wanted it for his horseshoeing business.
And you never used it?
No, I'm not saying I never used it, Your Honor. He had probably 99.9% exclusive use of the truck. I used it when my Camry needed to have tires put on or something. I would occasionally borrow the truck.
Now I'll hear you.
She had the keys of the truck. I had to borrow the truck to use the truck. And yes, I used it for horseshoeing. And she got all the money in our relationship. What I got horseshoeing or saddle making, she got the money. If she chose not to pay for this truck, that's her problem.
No, don't get to the ultimate conclusion, sir, because that's going to irritate me, because that's my job.
Okay.
You don't want to take away my job.
It wasn't my truck.
I am not going to shoe your horses, and you don't take away my job.
I promise. But it wasn't my truck.
Just a second. You used the truck.
Yes.
And she used the truck.
Yes.
I believe that.
Thank you.
So it was in your name?
That's correct.
He left? When he left?
He was asked to leave February 12th.
Good. And when he left on February 12th, did you keep the truck?
The truck was actually in a replevin action at that time, Your Honor. He would not give me the car keys to the truck. I actually had to get a court order to get the keys from him. And I went down to the restaurant where he was working with the court order and asked him for the keys, and he coughed up the keys at that point.
Ms. Deskins, you are the titled owner of this truck?
That's correct.
You don't need a court order to get the keys, madam. All you need is your little finger that does the walking through the yellow pages. And you call a locksmith, and the locksmith starts the truck, and you replace the cylinder and get a new key. That's what happens if you would have lost the keys to the truck, right? So I don't know why you went through this whole megillah about going to court and getting the keys to the truck when all you had to do was call a locksmith. All right, what else did he do? He pawned some property. When?
He pawned property beginning in about August of 2004.
What did he pawn in August of 2004?
He began by pawning saddles that I had purchased. He pawned...
When did you find out about it?
I found out about it probably around the first part of this year when I noticed the items were missing.
We have a company together. These were my saddles, too.
What kind of company do you have?
A saddle business, making, buying, selling, trading saddles.
Ms. Deskins, is it true, madam, that you and Mr. Benson, aside from sharing a bed, shared a business together?
I posted his saddles for him on my eBay website.
And what'd you do with the money that you got from selling the saddles?
The money was used primarily to buy to buy leather and other tools for Mr. Benson's leather making.
Was some
and
of the
eBay
money,
keys.
just let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Somebody buys a saddle. How much you pay for a saddle?
Anywhere from $250 to $1,000.
And what did you do with the money?
We paid financial expenses with it.
You paid bills.
Yes.
You paid household expenses,
Yes.
food, right?
And we invested back in the business.
Good. What do you want from me? The relationship broke up. The business broke up. It's joint property. Some of it's his, some of it's yours. You expect me to go figure out what part of the saddle was yours and what part of the saddle was his?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What happened that you left so quickly, Mr. Benson, that you couldn't take the most valuable things?
We had police and guns involved. And the police told me she was crazy. Get in the car. We'll take you anywhere you want to go. And when you come back, bring the police.
And later today,
You sold it to her for $3,500, and she was a friend.
Yes.
Several months later, you sold it to somebody else for $1,900, who was a stranger.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, madam.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Pamela Deskin says ex-boyfriend Michael Benson owes for the balance on a truck and for allegedly stealing horse saddles. Michael says everything he owns is still in Pamela's possession.
Ms. Destin, it's over. The relationship is over. The business is over.
We were in a meretricious relationship. We shared a lot of property. We shared a lot of business ventures together. He converted a lot of that property for his own personal use.
You made an error in judgment.
I made an error in judgment when I purchased a car for him and believed that he truly was going to use that and pay for it. And I would take half the responsibility for that stupidity. But I believe Mr. Benson needs to take the other half of the responsibility.
Sure, if his name was, listen to me, if his name was on, hey, don't talk to her. If his name was on the title to the truck, was his name on the title to the truck?
No, Your Honor, because he told me that he needed my credit to get the truck. He had the benefit of the bargain. Now I'm getting the defaulted note.
Since then, I bought a different car. I didn't need her help.
Mr. Benson,
Yes, ma'am.
do I look like I need you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Deskin's probably got the short end of the financial stick. That's possible, but that sometimes happens in a relationship. And not every time somebody gets the short end of the bargain does it mean that there is a court case which will result in vindication. I just said to you, if the truck had been in both of your names, then a joint debt might have been created for the difference between the loan on the truck and what was secured from its sale. But you had the truck in your name alone. It could have been titled in his name.
Mr. Benson has a child support obligation which prevents him from having the title to anything in his own name. That's why the title was held in my name.
Is what you're telling me is that you helped him perpetrate a fraud on the mother of his children?
No, Your Honor.
No, just a second.
No, Your
Well,
Honor, I'm
well,
not
that's what-
saying that.
Just a second. That's what you're saying to me.
I discovered... no.
Quiet. That's what you're saying to me, because if what you're saying to me is he keeps everything out of his own name so that the mother of his children can't get hold of property because he's in arrears and child support because he's a deadbeat. You're not a deadbeat, are you, Mr.
No,
Benson?
ma'am.
You owe a lot of money in child support.
Yes,
It's very
but I'm
easy to
paying
figure
it.
out.
I'm paying it.
That's not my question. My question is, do you owe a lot of money in child support?
Yes.
Okay. So I knew I was going to get now.
But I still have a car in my name. I can have things in my name.
All Miss Deskin said to me was, the reason she put the truck in your name is that your ex-wife? Wife couldn't get her hands on it. That means she's assisting you in perpetrating a fraud. I'm not interested in hearing it. Let me hear about what you left in the house.
Everything I own.
What?
Okay. All my personal clothing. All my artwork.
What kind of artwork?
Everything.
Show me.
I have one of my grandmother's pictures, which was painted, God, I don't know when.
Well, what happened that you left so quickly, Mr. Benson, that you couldn't take the most valuable things?
We had police and guns involved.
What?
Police and guns. And the police told me she was crazy. Get in the car. We'll take you anywhere you want to go, but stay away from there. And when you come back, bring the police.
Well, did you try to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened?
I made arrangements to pick my stuff up about 2 Saturdays ago, and then she wasn't there.
How many times have you been married?
3.
Didn't want to do a 4th?
No.
Smart. How many times have you been married?
Twice.
Didn't want to do it again?
No.
Also sounds smart. Next time, be smarter financially, Miss Deskins. Mr. Benson, my gut feeling is that you share some of the responsibility for this truck that she got stuck with because you did, in fact, use it for your business. You didn't have another car at the time, did you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you have?
I have a Trooper. I've had it the whole time almost. Yes, and I had a Bronco before that.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I have proof that he...
I had the Bronco when she bought the truck.
Okay.
I already had a horseshoeing rig.
And what did you do with the Bronco?
I wrecked it about a year later. And then I bought a Trooper.
Were you using the truck at all, Mr. Benson?
Not in quite a while. She wouldn't let me.
Okay. It's my sense that were things different and were you two married and were we sitting here in a court and dissolving a marriage, we would add up the marital debt. That wouldn't make any difference in whose name property was titled, and we would divide that in half. But since you are not married and the title to the truck was in your name and the truck was in fact on your property, the debt is yours. So's whatever you left in the house, if you can't get it. Do you understand?
I can't have my stuff back?
You can have your stuff. If the police want to help you get it, that's fine. I'm certainly not going to give you a monetary award for it, sir. You have any of his stuff that you want to give to him?
I have given him ample opportunity to pick up his personal belongings.
Like what?
Everything that he owns, his clothing, his leather-making tools, his horseshoeing tools, everything is still there in his room.
Ms. Deskins, do you believe Mr. Benson has a temper?
Yes.
And you don't want anything to do with him anymore, is that right?
No, he's an alcoholic with a terribly verbal...
I'm not interested in your expanding on your answer. If I was, I would have let you do that. So it would be a fair statement that you want him out of your life.
That's correct.
Do you know where he's living?
I have no idea.
Where are you living? Uncross your arms.
I'm living approximately 5 miles up the road. She knows where I live.
Who is this person?
This is my witness here. I live with his family.
Okay. Do you know this young man?
I've met him once or twice.
You're not afraid of him, are you?
I don't know him well enough to be afraid of him.
What do you do?
I'm a construction worker and assistant ranch manager.
Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Do you have a truck?
Yes.
How about you box up his stuff 5 days from today at 10 a.m. and this young man's going to come to your house without him and you're just going to get rid of the stuff. And I'm going to tell you why that's going to be a good thing for you to do. Because you don't want him to be irritated with you. If he's got a temper, according to you, and a whole lot of other things that I'm not giving you an opportunity to tell me about, I would suggest you get rid of the stuff so that you have no further nexus with him. Smart?
I think it's a very good idea.
Good. Thank you very much. We'll cut that order. Goodbye.
Don't forget my donkey.
Bodies are excused. You may step out.
I have a whole packet here of sheriff's reports.
The cops never did anything to me, and there's several times they wanted to arrest her.
He was drunk when I came home, and he was verbally abusing me.
That's pretty slanderous.
He would go for short periods and not drink, and I had hope for the relationship.
I just left with the clothes on my back, and I never went back.
I finally came to the conclusion that it was hopeless.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Seed versus Maxwell. Step forward, please.
19-year-old customer service rep Melissa Seed is suing former co-worker, 22-year-old student Tammy Maxwell for the return of money she paid for a Nissan 200 SX. Melissa says Tammy ended up selling the car to someone else.
Miss Seed, how did you know Miss Maxwell before you agreed to buy her car?
I used to work with her.
According to your complaint, she had a car she was selling. You decided to buy it. You agreed on a price of $3,500. Miss Maxwell said she would sell you the car, you could pay it off, but she would keep the car until it was paid. As soon as you finished making your last payment, she would sign the title over the car and give it to you. So far, is that correct?
Yes.
You started to make payments on the car, and according to you, you made $1,600 worth of payments.
Yes.
And then you ran into some financial difficulty, and you stopped making payments.
Correct.
And Miss Maxwell sold the car because you hadn't made your payments, and you want your $1,600 back.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Maxwell says that she used your money to make the car payments on the car because that was what she had intended to do, and that she sold the car for just the difference in what was owed on the car and what you had given her, which was $1,900. That's what you're telling me, is that right?
Yes.
So first, let me see the bill of sale for the car. Okay, well, this says that you're buying it in as-is condition. And did you check the Blue Book price of the car at the time?
Yes, I did.
And what was the Blue Book price of the car?
About $2,500.
So why did you agree to pay $3,500?
Because it had some modifications done to it.
Like what?
It had wheels and tires. It had a
Wheels and tires usually come with a car. It's very hard to drive a car without wheels and tires.
Custom wheels and tires.
Yeah.
It had a stereo system in it with subwoofers, so it wasn't stock stereo.
So what do you need that stuff for?
Just a kid wanting to have fun with a nice car, I guess.
When did you sell the car?
September.
Who did you sell the car to?
It's a private party.
Let me see. Bill of sale.
I don't have the bill of sale. I gave it to them to register the car. I have my loan payoff, which was $1,823, and so I took the $1,900 and paid off the loan.
Well, you would have a bill of sale from somebody else.
No, I gave it to them. I didn't keep a copy for myself.
Well, you have to. That means I'm just relying on you to tell me the truth with regard to how much you sold the car for. Because you sold it to her for $3,500, and she was a friend. Is that right?
Yes.
Several months later, you sold it to somebody else, according to you, for $1,900. Who was a stranger.
I couldn't afford the loan. My insurance was doubled with the car on it.
No, but are you following me?
Yes, I follow.
Why would you sell it to a stranger for $1,600 less than it was worth?
Just to pay off the loan, because I couldn't afford the loan anymore.
It doesn't make sense, madam. What was the balance when you sold it to her at the end of February?
$2,300.
$2,300. So from her, you got $1,600, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I believe you, which I don't, from somebody else you got $1,900, right?
Yes.
Equals $3,500. The only thing that was left on the loan was $2,300.
Yes.
That means that on these two transactions, if I believed you, you made a profit of $1,200.
I also had to pay the insurance on it.
Of course, you had the car.
But I wasn't driving it. I was just holding it for her.
How do I know that? You can't come unjustly enriched at her expense. And you did. If I believe everything she said, and I have no proof that it's not true, so she has to give you back $1,200, which she says she profited. She doesn't realize that she said she profited, but she did. She profited $1,200 worth. That goes to you. The rest of it you've lost.
Okay.
Got it?
Fine.
Judgment for the plaintiff, the amount to $1,200.
Out of Evgene versus Funger. Parties have been sworn in, Judge.
How do you
may
pronounce
be
your last
seated.
name?
Funger.
Funger.
And Mr. Evgene.
Correct.
How old are you, sir?
50.
Other than this arrest that you had on this charge of domestic violence, have you ever been arrested?
No.
So this arrest for domestic violence was your first arrest?
For domestic violence, yes.
I'm talking about for anything.
For anything. In 2001, wet reckless.
2001 what?
Wet reckless.
What does that mean?
That is a DUI that was reduced to a wet reckless.
So in 2001, you had one arrest for DUI?
Correct.
Other than that?
That's it.
And how long had you and Miss Funger been a couple?
We met in April of '06 at rehab.
Nature of your addiction was alcohol?
Alcohol, correct.
And yours?
It was pills.
Your complaint alleges that you were arrested for domestic violence. The incident occurred because Miss Funger actually assaulted you while you were driving in the car. It is your claim that ultimately the charges against you were dropped.
Correct.
For lack of evidence. The criminal charges. You allege that Miss Funger filed for a restraining order. She never showed up. That case was dismissed.
Correct.
Then she filed for another restraining order, and she conned you into not going to court on that one. Told you she was going to drop those charges, so you didn't go to court.
Along with a little loving, yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And then she did go to court and did, in fact, get a protective order.
Correct.
And you want her to compensate you to the tune of $5,000. Ms. Funger says that you did, in fact, assault her. She's got a counterclaim for her medical bills and punitive damages for the assault. So, I want you to tell me exactly your version of the events, Ms. Funger, of what happened on the 9th of January, because you also have a claim for certain property that you claim she took while the 2 days that you were in jail before the charges were dropped, and a dog that you claim she took that belonged to you. Okay. Go.
Okay. On January 9th, we were on... Sorry, I'm nervous. We went to Pollock Casino, and we meet at people. And that night, he decided not to go to the concert. So he pulled me out, and we went to Temecula Valley.
You said you had been to the concert at the casino.
Halfway.
But you went to the concert.
Right, but only halfway.
Okay. And then he wanted to leave. You were driving the car back, and?
And he was drunk.
Yes.
And he was on drugs.
And?
And then I was yelling and screaming.
And what about you?
I had 4 drinks.
And what about pills?
Nope.
Just alcohol?
Yeah, correct.
I have proof she had pills that night.
What kind of proof do you have?
A week before that, she got 120 somas by forging my doctor's signature.
But how can you prove that she had pills in her system that night?
Her actions, her behavior, it just goes from what
That's
she's...
not proof. Go ahead.
When we got to, actually, between Paula Casino and Temecula Valley, he hit my head against the wall, or against the window. I was unconscious. And then he kept hitting me. He restrained me. And then the next thing I know was the police were there.
Okay. Go ahead.
Back from the concert, she didn't want to go. She wanted to stay. And with this new friend she had met, party with them, and we were arguing. And then I'm driving, and she attacks me. I have pictures of my face being scratched. And
You wanted to leave the concert early?
I don't think so. No, we left early, but I didn't want to leave early. No.
Do you remember why?
I think it's because the couple that she'd met started making inappropriate remarks towards, like, maybe you guys could sleep in our room tonight and things like that. And I didn't want to stick around.
When had you been drinking that day?
Pretty much from noon until the concert,
And when had the defendant been drinking that day?
Along with me all day long, yeah.
So you were drinking home and you were driving while you were drinking?
No, I wasn't driving while I was
Not while you were drinking, but you had been drinking all day and you got behind the wheel of the car.
That is correct.
So what happened in the car, if you remember?
Oh, I remember. Very nice. She attacked me. I pulled over because it almost
Tell me how
wrecked.
she attacked you.
She came across my face and scratched me. And
Well, what were you arguing about that caused that?
Just that she wanted to stay and I didn't. And she was being just the normal self that she always is when she takes her pills. And I didn't want to, have to take care, because she can't walk or talk after a certain amount of them, and I have to take care of her, and I didn't want to do that anymore. So I pull over into a parking lot and try to calm her down. She's running around the parking lot screaming, out of control. I can't calm her down. People call the cops. They come and they arrest me, and then they get.
Do you have a police report?
She did.
I'd like to see the police report.
I never did get a police report.
I'd like to see the police report, and I would also like to see the pictures.
Here's the proof of the pills, too. She just got 120 more of them 2 weeks ago. That's probably why she can't stand up.
No.
You want pills now, Ms. Funger?
No, I haven't been.
You willing to take a drug test?
I'm willing to.
Hair follicle test?
Sure.
We'll arrange for that.
Mr. Evgene has been taking drugs.
I'm just asking you, are you prepared to take a hair follicle test?
Yes.
Today?
Yes.
And you will either be exonerated or humiliated. Don't waste my time. Don't waste his time. If you've taken any drugs, it's going to show up in your hair follicle. Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay? And you would agree that if you lied to me about using drugs now, so you don't have any pills in your system, that I would have serious reservations about everything else that you told me. Do you understand
Correct.
that?
You can test Mr. Evgene, too.
I'm just asking you.
Okay.
His behavior is not bizarre. Yours is.
I'm very nervous.
That's not nerves. That's more than nerves.
Amen.
Been in the business a long time.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Evgene says his ex-fiancée, Kimberly Fonger, owes for a false arrest and for the return of his property and his dog. Kimberly is countersuing for medical bills from an assault.
Well, so according to the police, you were both drunk as skunks that day. Both of you. According to the police, you both had visible signs of injury. You had a bloody lip, and he had bloody scratches on his face. They decided to arrest him, right?
Correct.
You deserve to be arrested. You were driving drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You had a fight with her. So your statement that her behavior caused you to be arrested, that's not true. She may have contributed to it, but your own behavior caused you to be arrested.
Her behavior was the one
Your
that...
own behavior caused you to be arrested, sir. If you were not drunk, you wouldn't have been put in that situation.
If she had not called attention to everybody and had the cops call.
You're ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That's what happens when you drink and drive.
I understand that, but I could have
That's what happens when you drink and drive.
Could have sat in my truck all night and no one would know I've been drunk, you know, unless someone called him. And she's the one that had
Or
him.
unless you hit somebody who was traveling with their 4 children in a car.
That's another story.
That's another story.
Yeah.
I have zero
Tolerance.
sympathy for you.
I understand that.
Zero sympathy for you. I have less sympathy for you. But right now, I'm telling you right now, my inclination is to let you, if you're sober now, terrific, but to let you two drunks who were drunk on January 9th go your own way, and whatever happened to you that day, that's it. He was injured, you were injured, he got to spend some time in jail, had to bail himself out, lost a dog, lost some property, which, by the way, you have his property?
No, it's mine.
What property did she take?
The dog, the TV, the VCR, the bed.
How long had you been living together?
3 years.
I'm not bothering with it. That's your problem.
The dog, though, is like a kid. You can't take a kid from you. It's like taking a kid from you. How do you do that?
You've been living together for 3 years, is that right?
I paid for everything. It's my dog.
How long have you had the dog?
2.5 years.
Good. Can I see the medical records, please?
Yes. As well, this is the AKC, and it's
This is
wrong.
the medical records?
Yes.
That's what she has.
Thank
And
you.
Your Honor, I have a tape that says the dog's mine.
I don't care what you have. I just told him he's not getting the dog back. This is not the hospital record, madam. This is not a medical record. This tells you what to do in case you have serious vomiting or worsening or a headache or whatever. I'm not interested in that.
That's from the hospital.
Well, it's not enough for me. Could you pass this back to her, please? He had a swollen lip. He had a scratched face. Sounds to me as if you two people who were intoxicated in a car got exactly what you both deserved. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was just waiting to happen. It was one of those relationships that, you know, you meet in rehab, and they tell you not to date, and they're right. You don't do it.
Don't meet a man in rehab.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Frith versus Austin, step forward.
19-year-old Kimberly Frith is suing her mother, Ruth Austin, for spending a settlement check for an injury she received as a young girl.
Miss Frith, this is your mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Your complaint alleges that when you were a youngster, 6?
Yes, ma'am.
You were bitten by a dog.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was a lawsuit filed, and there was a settlement.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents got the settlement, your mother and your father. Your parents are divorced now.
Mm-hmm.
And when you turned 18, your father gave you half of
We settled
the
out of
settlement.
court. Yes, ma'am.
And you want the other half from your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And your mother says that that money was just used to live.
Yes, exactly.
Do you have the paperwork on the settlement?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to take a look at it. I assume, Miss Frith, you and your mom have been at odds.
A little bit, yeah.
How old are you now?
I am 19.
And you live with whom?
Well, I'm staying with my father right now. I'm in the process of moving.
What are you doing?
I'm an in-home support specialist. I work with handicapped children.
Okay. So after the attorney was paid, the entire amount was $2,641. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how you resolved this with your father.
We settled because he's been paying my cell phone bill for the past 2 years, and I've been staying with him, not paying any rent.
When did you make the arrangement with him with regard to paying your cell phone bill as a quid pro quo of this money?
When I turned 18, because my father also had spent $1,000 of my money when my grandfather passed away. And when I turned 18, he started paying the cell phone bill. And I asked him if he would help me out to go to school. And I'm actually in the process of going to school, and he's given me some money for that.
Well, this money was put into a bank account, was it not, Miss Austin?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Back then, we had no money. We lived in motels. I worked 2 different jobs. Her dad worked shows, you know, flea markets, whatever, and we just didn't have any money.
Was there anything in the paperwork that directs that this money be placed in an interest-bearing account for your benefit?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you have her read it to me? Read to me the part of that you believe directs that this money be placed in an interest-bearing account for you. I don't see that in your paperwork, but if you believe that it's there, I'm asking you to read it to me, Miss Frith.
Ma'am,
Just read it to me.
The undersigned understand that the parties hereby release admit no liability of any sort by reason of said accident, and that said payment and compromise is made to terminate further controversy respecting all claims for damages that said minor or undersigned have heretofore asserted or might personally.
Correct. That's a general release. That means that your parents, on behalf of themselves and you, release the person who owned the dog from any further lawsuits.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all that says.
Yes, ma'am.
Doesn't say that your parents are obligated to put the money in an interest-bearing account and turn it over to you when you're 18. If you had bills, if you had anything that was related to the dog bite, that money could be used for that, if they wished. I'm looking for a legal hook for you, and I don't see it.
Ma'am, what I was told is that if
you can't tell me what you were told. What you were told is hearsay.
If the money was not spent on me, then it shouldn't have been spent.
Is that what you think?
That's what I've seek legal counsel, and that's what
That's hearsay, and I can't help you with it.
They weren't living in a motel at the time.
I don't care whether they were or not.
It would have been put in an interest-bearing account if they actually taken it to court, but they just released the check believing that my parents would do what they were supposed to do.
Well, they didn't.
They didn't, and I'm upset.
I can see that you're upset. I can see that you're upset.
Yes, ma'am.
But what I'm telling you is you don't have a legal basis to be upset. You have a moral basis to be upset, but you don't have a legal basis to be upset. Your parents signed off on it, probably selfishly and stupidly, both of them.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this was fast money, and they didn't have to wait for the matter to go to trial, where they might have gotten some more money, but then the court would have been involved in setting up what they call a structured settlement for a minor. And the structured settlement for the minor would have said this money has to go into a certain kind of account and can only be touched in case of absolute necessity. Parents make mistakes all the time, and they act selfishly all the time, and that's what your mother and your father did. But that doesn't mean that you have a legal claim against your mother for half the money.
Well, that's what I believe the parents' release and indemnity agreement was.
No. Parents' release just says that they release the owner of the dog from any further liability in consideration of the $4,000 less attorney's fees.
Well, I'm the one that's left with the scars. They're not.
You're absolutely right. I said to you, you have a reason to be morally distressed, but not legally distressed. So, I understand your position, and I understand your consternation. What I don't understand is, I don't consider it a big deal that your father has paid your phone bill. And I don't think it's a big deal that your father has let his daughter live in his house when she's 17 and 18 years old, rent-free. That's not a big deal. If I could have gotten away with that with my children, I would be dancing a big old dance right now. And if your father is going to help you pay for school, that's what your father is supposed to do.
And that's what my mother
is supposed to do.
My mother's
and if your mother is able,
to
just a second, and if your mother is able to, and she's not doing it, then she's not a good mother. That's not what we have courts for. What I'm telling you is your father is supposed to do whatever he's been doing for you.
And I have been helping, ma'am.
Well, I don't know how you've been helping.
Putting me in debt.
Just a second. Clearly, your daughter is angry with you for something.
Yes, ma'am.
For something, which I'm not getting into now because, quite frankly, I don't care why she's angry with you.
Right.
Sometimes teenage girls get angry with their mother, and they don't get happy with their mother until they're 30. And they stay happy with their father just because. That's what happens.
Right.
Is that what happens? Yeah, sometimes.
That's what happens.
In any event, your father doesn't deserve any kudos for doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supporting his child. How long have your parents been divorced?
9 years.
And who did you live with initially?
Well, we stayed with our mom, but I just ventured out with friends.
For how long did you stay with your mother?
I was 11, about a year.
And after the year?
I moved in with some friends.
When you were how old?
12, 13, ma'am.
Yeah, that's
No.
You may have spent a lot of time with your friends, but I don't believe that when you were 11 or 12 years old, you moved in with
friends. She lived with me.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
all right, Ms. Frith, I'm sorry, but you don't have a claim against your mother. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. The next 154 on the calendar in the matter of Brock versus Courtney. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Brock, you are a peace officer. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Your complaint is that you made a traffic stop of the defendant for speeding, and that subsequent to giving him a ticket, he filed a complaint against you, which was patently false, with Internal Affairs causing an investigation. And while you were cleared of all charges, that report will remain on your file permanently, and you want him to pay you damages.
That's correct.
That's what the case is about. So I have a couple of questions, then I'm going to go to Mr. Courtney. How long have you been a peace officer?
I've been a peace officer, Your Honor, for approximately 9 years.
And what is your assignment, sir?
I'm assigned to the traffic division as a motor officer and an accident investigator.
When did this incident happen?
The incident occurred on September 2nd of 2000,
What time of day?
approximately 8:30 in the morning.
And what was the reason that you stopped the defendant's car?
On that date and time, Your Honor, I was in uniform working speed enforcement in my jurisdiction when my attention was drawn to a vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed on a street named El Camino Real. My visual estimation of the vehicle's speed was approximately 50 miles an hour, which is about 15 miles an hour over what's posted for that roadway. And that roadway in itself has numerous driveways and businesses in this particular area, which restricts a sight distance for vehicles traveling.
Whatever. So you thought he was going about 15 miles over the posted speed limit?
That's correct.
You pulled him over?
Yes.
When you pulled him over, you identified yourself as a peace officer?
Yes, I did, and I was in uniform.
Mr. Courtney, I'm going to come to you next, and I want you to tell me your version of what happened after you were pulled over.
The officer came up to my window, and I inquired of him as to why
Well, just tell
I
me
was
what
being
you
stopped.
said. I inquired of him. Tell me what you said to him. He came up to your window. Did he say anything to you, or did you say something first?
He asked me for my identification.
Did he say, can I have your identification
Yes.
or your driver's license and registration?
Exactly. Yes, he
No.
did.
Which one?
He asked me for my driver's license and for registration.
Did you give it to him?
I looked for it, and then I suddenly remembered that all of my identification, along with my passport, was in my briefcase, which was sitting at home in another vehicle with my driver waiting to take me to LAX. I was on my way to Europe.
And you told him you didn't have
Yes, I did.
driver's license nor the registration for the car.
Yes.
What did he say to you then?
He asked me for my particulars, my age, my date of birth, my address, my height, my weight, color of my eyes, and I gave him that information.
Okay. Go ahead.
And he then returned to his motorcycle, which was probably 5 to 10 yards, parked behind my car, and he was there for quite some time.
And then?
Then he returned to the car, and he presented me with a ticket to sign.
Mm-hmm.
And I signed it.
And then?
And then he tore the ticket off, and he left.
So that all sounds very nice. And then what did you do?
Well, there was a lot that transpired in between
Well,
because
I'm
of his
asking
actions.
you. I mean, we're not going to play I've got a secret in 20 questions, Mr. Courtney. So far, you told me what happens when you make a routine traffic stop, license, registration you don't have, checks your ID, gives you a ticket, and you both go
Well,
on
the
your way. That
gentleman,
sounds
the
all very
gentleman
nice.
here, while he's composed today, was
No,
quite...
no, just tell me what happened,
He was
Mr.
agitated.
Courtney.
He was very agitated.
Tell me, sir, he comes and he asks for your license and registration. You don't have it. I want you to tell me point by point, which I thought you did, what it was that caused you to file a complaint against him.
When he approached me, Your Honor, he appeared agitated.
How did he appear agitated?
When someone looks at a person and they're not composed, possibly he had a bad start to his day, I don't know, and he did...
So he appeared agitated.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Go ahead.
Then, when I told him that I didn't have my identification with me, he just didn't seem to believe me, and he became more agitated.
No, don't tell me agitated. What did he say to you, sir?
He told me he was going to take me to magistrate's court.
Okay, go ahead.
And that was after I had informed him that I was on my way to LAX to fly to Europe, so I assumed he was going to take me to magistrate's court. I was going to miss my flight.
So what did you say to him?
I just basically cooperated with him and gave him the
tell me what
information
you
that he
said.
wanted to. I don't recall exactly what I said to him at that moment, but what I did do is I got on the phone and I dialed 911 right away.
Why?
Because of how he was conducting himself.
So far, I haven't heard anything, sir,
Well,
untoward.
I'm about to share it with you. He was,
Well, please,
he
share
was
it.
very animated.
How animated?
He was animated to the point whereby he was in my face, in my car.
How was he in your car?
His face was literally 12 to 18 inches from my face, and I'm sitting in the driver's seat, rather than having a good 3-foot distance where people can just communicate with one another. He was in the car, so to speak. He was in my face. He was not happy. He was in a bad mood. He was agitated.
Your Honor, this man is perjuring himself.
Just a second. Now, after he left, according to you, there were no words that he said to you It was his affect. Is that right?
No, he threatened to take me to magistrate's court, and
That
I
is
couldn't
his right.
understand why.
That is his right to take you to magistrate's court, sir. So that's not a threat. There were no words that he said to you that were threatening. It was his affect.
And his hand on his gun, Your Honor.
Yes.
This was just a simple traffic stop
Well,
on a
it's
Saturday
simple-
morning.
It's a simple traffic stop, Mr. Courtney, except that the person who he stopped had no identification, had no license, had no registration. So what initially is a traffic stop becomes something else when there is no identification. I'm going to repeat myself. Other than the fact that you say his affect appeared to be agitated, he did not threaten you in any way. He didn't curse at you in any way. Is that right?
That's not correct, Your Honor.
Well, what did he say to you, sir? That's what I'm trying to get to,
The
Mr. Courtney.
intonation in his voice, he was very abusive in how he addressed me.
Tell me, sir, what he said.
I don't recall the exact words, Your Honor, but just the manner in which he conducted himself.
May I
He didn't
s-
comport himself properly.
All right. May I see the report that was filed, please?
This is a letter that he wrote to my department
I'd like
for
to see
Internal
that.
Affairs. That's the letter right there.
Your
of the
Honor,
thing-
may I make a point, please?
Yes.
Some of the points he made in the letter, using the words...
Go ahead. Shh. Just a minute. Go ahead.
This incident occurred September 2nd. The Criminal Investigation Department conducted its investigation, wrote a letter back saying that they weren't going to pursue anything against the gentleman. Therefore, I assumed it was fait accompli, everything was over. I talked with my lawyer here in Beverly Hills. He said, pack it in, forget it. So I shredded everything.
Well, I have it here.
No, I appreciate that, but I wanted to peruse it prior to coming on the show.
Okay. Well, in the letter, Mr. Courtney, that you've written to the police department, you have accused the plaintiff of not only menacing affect, but of cursing at you on at least 3 occasions, something that one would necessarily remember if you remember his affect. I'm going to make a mark.
Your Honor, while you were
Just a
looking
second. Just a second, sir. Would you show this to the defendant, please?
Thank you.
Read the portions that I've checked.
I apologize. I don't have my glasses with me.
It's a strong
Are
enough
we in
for
the same
anybody.
age? We're in the same age range?
I'm younger than you are.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sheriff's Deputy Edwin Brock claims Donald Courtney filed a false complaint after a traffic stop. Donald claims Deputy Brock was verbally abusive.
Can you read with my glasses?
Yes, I can. Perfectly.
Now, I'll take them back. And the paper.
Thank you.
Without going into graphic detail. Well, I best go into graphic detail because we have a record here. When I was signing the ticket, in shrieking tones, according to you, he said, sign the ticket or you're going to court now. That I would remember. Then, you say, he said to you, with his finger, you and your limousine. And then, you say, he said to you, when you said, please just give me the ticket. And at this point, he erupted and said, I've had enough from you. Those are things that I would remember if I were telling a story, Mr. Courtney. Mr. Brock, according to your complaint, sir, you made this stop, and the time you made the stop, you took out a recording device. Is that right?
Essentially, Your Honor, yes.
Not essentially. That's what you said here. You said, I got off my bike and turned on my tape recorder.
Yes, it's a device that I wear on my belt. It's not something that I have to remove from a stored place.
I understand that.
Okay.
And you take that off because it's protocol to turn on the tape recorder so that you can memorialize the stop. Is that right?
That's correct.
Where is it?
I have a copy of the tape right here.
I'd like to hear it.
Okay.
Bird.
It's difficult to hear, Your Honor, because of the background noise of traffic, but you absolutely will not hear foul language from either party on that tape.
What are you stopping me for? What's the speed limit? What's the speed limit? 35? 35 where? On Espeedy Boulevard, the Garden Gate. Are you serious? I'm very serious. Jesus Christ, I lived here for years. I never knew it. I thought it was 50. Are you serious? From where? Where's it 35? From where to where? Encinitas Boulevard to Garden View Road. Okay, what's your Garden View? Just past. Oh. Are you serious? No, that's street's been there for 35 years.
No, I know, but I thought it was 50 the whole way down. Wow. I'll be damned.
Well, let me start with your registration and insurance. How about that?
I can't believe it. I'm flying to Zurich right now. I'm trying to get to the airport.
How do you go to the airport without identification?
Because I'm going home. The limo's picking me up.
I see. There you go. Do you have your vehicle insurance with you?
Nope.
That's the only one you have?
No, I have one.
Okay. Bring the insurance report with you. Do not admit guilt to the charge of being cited here for the speed violation. That's a very important charge. Do not admit guilt to anything. Okay. Your court date is November 13th, 8 o'clock. Okay?
You said I'm not admitting guilt.
Well, your constitutional right does. Even if you agree to...
What are you charging me for?
Speed violation, or proof of insurance in the vehicle.
Well, what is the speed violation?
What do you mean, what is it?
Well, what was I doing?
Well, you're overspeeding at 48 miles an hour.
I mean, really. Let me say something. You really have nothing better to do than stop me 50 miles an hour with the speed limit in this town? I mean, come on.
Let me ask you a question. When should I start writing tickets?
Well, let me say something to you.
No, don't say anything else.
Why not? I can say whatever I'd like.
You for sure can.
Yes.
Why you sign a ticket, though? You're going to sign a ticket and not delay me any longer. The ticket asked you nicely, and I did ask you nicely.
Don't be funny. Relax.
No, there's no more of that. I'm standing out here. I don't care who you are.
Well, I did the last time. Let me tell you what happened the last time.
I don't care what happened to the last officer. I'm hanging out here with these cars going 45 miles an hour. Now, I want you to sign a ticket so I can terminate. You want to terminate the contract by signing the ticket here. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
You're not arguing. I'm trying to talk to you now.
I don't want to do it anymore. You know why? It's going downhill. You're getting the ticket.
From what?
You're getting the ticket whether you like it or not.
I don't mind.
Okay, I would like you to sign so I can go.
I'm going to sign it. Relax.
You can voice your opinion in court. If you sign the ticket and you can relax on your trip to Switzerland or wherever else. I'll take it. You want to go sign in front of the magistrate, you can sign it. If not, you sign it right here. It can be taped later on. Right here on the side of the road is not the place to have debate with cars going behind me at 40 and 50
I'll tell you, this is
miles an hour.
not the end of it. Respect
You know what?
Not the end of it.
You won't be the first one.
Oh, no, you don't know what happened last time I took an officer's report.
Here's your copy. Hang on, don't go. I need your thumbprint here since you don't have any driver's license. Would you put your right thumb on the pad right here, please, and just lightly touch the box? That's it. Good day.
I got a problem.
Drive safely.
You're way out of line, Mr. Courtney. Way out of line. Didn't you know he had a tape recorder going?
Yes, I did.
Well, if you knew he had a tape recorder going, sir, and I've just listened to the entire conversation that the two of you had, there is nothing that he did to you that was untoward that day.
Respectfully, you weren't there. You
I
didn't
don't care
see
whether
him.
I was there or not. I heard you.
I was there. I saw his facial remarks, his hand on the gun, and furthermore, I have a witness here with me today who will testify that he physically assaulted her in a court hallway 3 months later.
You want to know something? I am not interested in your witness because that case, if it's a case at all, has absolutely nothing to do with this.
Yes, it does.
Because
we appeared in
you
court on that
wrote
day.
this letter in which you allege, in this letter, which went to Internal Affairs, that he on no less than 3 occasions cursed you. He did not. That was clearly a lie. Now, maybe its intention was to get somebody's attention, but it was a lie because I've just listened to this entire conversation.
Your Honor, the validity of the authenticity of that tape has not been proven.
To my satisfaction, Mr.
Not
Courtney.
to mine and not in a court of law.
Sir, you've subjected yourself to this jurisdiction. This isn't the first case that I've heard, Mr. Courtney. And this isn't the first tape that I've listened to.
Your Honor,
and
I
I'm
asked
telling
for
you
that information. It was
and
not provided.
And I'm telling you that the only one who was giving a hard time that day was you. As a matter of fact, there is some indication on this tape that you threatened him.
Where is
You
that?
said to him something about the last cop who gave me a ticket. And he replied very quietly, I don't care about the last cop that gave you the ticket. Please just sign this ticket. And he didn't threaten to take you to magistrate's court, sir. He only said to you, you can either sign the ticket here, sir, or you can sign it in magistrate's court. Why don't you please sign it here? Then you can be on your way.
But I did sign it.
Mr. Courtney, you were vindictive. The complaint that you made against him was totally without merit, based upon that tape, which is what cleared him. Very smart of the police department to have you carry around these tapes, guys. I want to tell you something. It should have been done a long time ago. Now, I don't believe that Mr. Courtney knew that you had that tape, because if he did, I doubt very much whether he would have consented to appear here today. He did. You're suing him for $5,000. I take judicial notice of the fact that a complaint to Internal Affairs remains on your record, even if there is a finding at the end of an inquiry that there was no basis for the complaint. It does remain on your record. I am granting you your complaint in the amount of $5,000. This case is over.
Parties are excused. You may stand in the matter of Ronstadt versus Nelson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Ronstadt, when did you and the defendant start to live together?
Approximately May 1st, 2000.
And when did you separate?
He left on the 19th of July, 2001.
Were you both working at the time?
I was not working. He had lost his job the day prior.
So how did you support the household?
I have a nervous system disease, and I was receiving disability payments.
You were receiving disability?
Which exceeded his income.
No, that's a false statement, Your Honor.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
What kind of work were you doing, sir?
I'm a computer technician.
And how much did you earn last year?
$63,000.
Okay. Now, did you move into a new apartment together, or did you move in with him, or did he move in with you?
We moved into a new apartment together. I was making $110,000 at the time I lost my job, and I was receiving disability payments in excess of $2,600 a month.
Your Honor, she was borrowing money from her mother to support this.
This lawsuit has to do with the fact that you claim that you purchased for your joint use a motorcycle.
That's correct.
That's a false statement, Your Honor.
Mr. Nelson, I don't want to hear from you until I look in your direction or ask you a question.
Okay.
That he won't return to you.
That's correct.
Mr. Nelson says that you purchased this motorcycle for him as a gift. That's your defense.
Yes, Your Honor, that's true.
Okay. Now, I would like you to tell me the circumstances surrounding the purchase of this motorcycle. When was it purchased?
It was purchased on April 20th, the year 2001. I purchased it because when I lost my job, we had a fair amount of money to live on, but by April, it became apparent that it just wasn't going to make it. I talked to Mr. Nelson, took a full 401k distribution. I got approximately $17,000 left. I have all the proof here. The bike cost $9,400. I did so because he was driving a 4Runner. The 4Runner was costing about $500 a month in just gas alone. And we needed to cut down on our daily expenses. We could not fork out that amount of money on a daily basis for gas. Plus, he had to pay a toll fee to go across the bridge to get to work. Using a motorcycle, you avoid the toll fee.
So?
So we bought the bike.
Now I'll hear from you.
Your Honor, on my birthday, 4/10, she told me that for my birthday, as a gift, that she would be buying a motorcycle for me. And it's a wonderful gift. Plus, it will save on the gas and all these other things. This was not for our use. It was for my use, and it was a gift as a birthday present. 4/10, we had discussed going to look at motorcycles on the weekend. We did so on Sunday, April 15th, and put a deposit of $100 on the motorcycle in question. We were waiting on the rest of the 401k loan to come in, and it did come in. Sorry?
Not a 401k loan, a 401k payout. She got cash.
Okay, yeah. Well, she took that money and told me that she was going to pay the debts that were incurred because of her out-of-control spending with eBay and whatnot, the debts that she was creating, as well as buying a motorcycle for me as a gift. We went back on 4/21 and paid the remainder of the balance. She was talking to the salesman, and I have a written statement from the salesman.
Don't tell me what the salesman said.
This is very important
And the
because
salesman should have been here.
He couldn't come here because he's a salesman. He couldn't make it. He doesn't know me. Why would he take the time to come to the
Not
court?
a reason. That's hearsay.
Okay.
Mr.
Well,
Nelson.
she also told Jamie Curley and my mother. We rode the motorcycle to my mother's house, and she boasted of this beautiful gift that this generous gift that she bought for her son, as a birthday gift.
Why did you leave in July?
We were having some difficulties. We were having a lot of difficulties, and she was adding a lot of stress to my life, and plus my children. She was not really caring for my children or very sympathetic towards the situation between my children and I. She didn't want them around. She was trying to control how often I saw my children and
But
whatnot.
that wasn't a recent thing. That probably had been going on for
This
a while.
has been, yes, yes.
Was it going on before April of 2001?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
So what'd you take this very expensive gift for?
Because it was a gift for me.
So why did you accept a very expensive gift if things weren't going well?
They weren't going too well, but I mean, these things were tolerable, and it was getting progressively worse. When she lost her job, you know, things just kept going downhill from there. And, you know, I got to a point where I was just fed up and I was done.
Now, one of the defenses that you have to this action, other than the fact that it was a gift, is that you say that jointly you purchased furniture for this apartment that you moved in together, and the only thing that you left with was the motorcycle.
It wasn't, I wanted to leave clean. I didn't want to have it drag out or anything, and we had discussed, she said I could take, you know, I told her 3 things that I wanted. I'm going to take, I said I'd like to take the computer desk, the DVD player, and our big screen TV. And that's it, and you can have the rest, and I'm leaving. And I didn't include the motorcycle because that was a gift and that was mine. So I didn't ask her, is it okay if I take my motorcycle? I had a police civil standby because her son got out of control that night and brought 2 friends over.
Did you in fact take this TV?
No, I did not. She wouldn't allow me to take the TV because
So did you take anything from the apartment?
No. Only, excuse me. I took my clothes, my belongings, and the
motorcycle.
And the motorcycle. And the police wanted me to get my stuff and get out. They were there on a civil standby, and I was standing right next to an officer when I rode off with the motorcycle.
Now, who paid for all the furniture in the apartment?
She paid partially, and we had a joint account and whatnot, so I don't know exactly how much of what we paid for.
How much money did you put into the joint account each week?
Actually, I have it right here. I have statements right here.
I have a statement also, Your Honor.
How much money did he put into the joint account each week?
$1,263 every 2 weeks.
Okay, and what was the rent on the apartment?
$1,800.
$1,850, Your Honor.
Excuse me. This motorcycle was not an issue, if I may. This motorcycle was not an issue until after I'd left and she saw Miss Curley riding on the back of my motorcycle. We left the place, and then Miss Rungstad told me that she said, now, because of this stunt, you're going to lose the motorcycle. And that's when it became the issue.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Rongstad is suing her ex-boyfriend, Eric Nelson, for the cost of a motorcycle. Eric says Lori is jealous of his new fiancée.
Is it accurate that he put in about it would come out to about $2,700 a month?
He put it in, but he also had bills that used up all of that money.
I want to know who paid for furnishing the apartment.
I did. I sold over $80,000 worth of stock options. I bought all of the bedroom furniture prior to us ever moving in and charged it on an American Express card.
Are you telling me that he did not contribute to purchasing anything for the apartment?
No, ma'am, he didn't, because I had the cash. I had over $30,000 when we moved in. The only things that we needed to buy once we moved in were we bought a big screen TV, a DVD player, and a couple of VCRs.
Where did you pay for that from?
At that time, we did not have a joint account.
Where did the money come from?
From myself, from my stock option sales.
Your Honor, I also had stock that I had sold as well, and plus I also put extra money in that we bought stock together, and she put it in her son's name, and then sold the stock, and we used that money as well, so it's not going to look like it came from me at all, but that's what happened.
There's never been any stock in my son's name ever, and that can be proved through IRS records if needed.
I'd like to pull
Now,
those
I have one other question. The car that you had, the truck that you had, was that sold?
No, ma'am.
Did you continue to use it for the months of May and June?
Yes, I did at times, yes.
So you kept that. Do you drive?
I do drive, but I have my own vehicle.
What kind of vehicle do you have?
At the time, I had a Chrysler Concorde. However, it was tampered with, and the engine no longer worked, so I had to turn that in and buy a new car.
But when this motorcycle was purchased, you did not sell the other car that he had.
No.
That car was retained.
That's correct.
Now, do you have both vehicles now, sir, the motorcycle and that other car?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
You have both?
Yes.
Okay, and you had both in the month of May?
Yes, I did.
And you had both in the month of June?
Yes.
It was a gift. It was a gift, Miss Rostad. Now, it may have been a gift that you decided should not be a gift because the romance didn't last more than a couple of months after you gave it to him, but that's really not dispositive.
No,
I would accept what you said to me about saving all the money because of saving all the gas money, et cetera, If the agreement was that he was going to sell the car that he had or the truck that he had so that there would be no additional expense, but there is certainly no saving by having 2 vehicles, 2 insurance, 2 repairs, 2 everything else. I mean, I think that, yes, oh yes.
May I
I think
say
that it is, no. I think that it's probably not the moral thing to do to accept this very pricey gift, sir, from somebody where the relationship wasn't going right. You know, guys like big toys, so you're going to take it anyway because where else were you going to get a $9,000 present? But I certainly think it was not the moral thing to do. Do we understand each other?
Yes, I do. I left the house, Your Honor, without taking anything, so I
well, my
understand
sense is, from what the plaintiff tells me, that she had far more financial resources to spend to furnish that house than you did. I was a little sympathetic when I first read your answer, and you said, I walked out of this relationship with nothing. We had furnished a house for $25,000, and I just left with this gift and my clothes. Until I ascertained, sir, that you have children for whom I'm sure you pay child support, that you did put in certain joint monies into a joint account, but that went to pay off some bills. You had a car, you had insurance, you had gas. That eats up what you put in to the joint account. So I don't see that you had a lot left over to buy furniture. Whether it was a big screen TV, because that would have been a single guy's paradise to leave a relationship with a big screen TV and a motorcycle. So I'm sorry I can't help you, madam.
May I please say a couple other items that I was not able to say?
Sure.
Anything that was a gift, I gave him. I bought him Yardrow Eagles. I bought him a number of very expensive items. I gave those to him. Those were pure gifts. I was down to all of the last money I had in my life, my 401k. I would not have used half of that to buy him a gift. Also,
yes, you did.
No, he also did not.
Yes, you did.
Ma'am, he also did not use.
You shouldn't have used. If it wasn't a gift, you should not have used half the money that you have in your whole life to buy him a motorcycle.
Your Honor.
That's not smart.
I know.
And don't give me all the baloney about he was going to save money on gas. Common sense suggests to me that if you were going to buy somebody a car to save money.
Why did I put it in my name?
No. Listen to me carefully. You would buy him a car for $8,000.
It doesn't get across the bridge fast.
Hey! Did I look at you and ask you a question? A motorcycle is not something that one buys to save money.
It is.
No. A 4-cylinder little car just to get you to and from work can save money.
Yes.
Right? A motorcycle is a boy toy.
I like motorcycles, and I've always had them.
Good. Buy yourself another one. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's obviously filled the judge's head with lies. I mean, they won when they're purely evil people.
We were next door neighbors, and Lori, Lori won't take any responsibility for their breakup.
I have 20 police reports of all the harassment.
A woman scorned.
After I left her, I got involved with Jamie Curley, and she's off at that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Clark versus Bruni. Step forward, please.
21-year-old student Elizabeth Clark is suing 21-year-old student Callie Bruni for the unpaid balance on a trip to Cancun.
I gather that you and a friend decided to take a trip to Mexico, a vacation to Mexico. Is that right?
Yes.
And you prepaid the trip, and shortly before you were supposed to leave, you got sick.
Yes.
Mono?
Yes.
Somehow there was an arrangement made with the defendant to take your place on the trip. You claim she paid you some money for the trip, but still owes you a substantial amount.
That's correct.
So when were you scheduled to leave on the trip?
March 8th.
When did you get sick?
February 14th. I was hospitalized March 1st through the 6th.
And at what point did it become non-refundable?
Not exactly sure.
Well, it becomes non-refundable. Certainly you would agree that by February 14th, when you got sick, it was non-refundable.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
So you stood to lose all of your money, right?
Yes.
Now tell me what the arrangements were with the defendant.
The arrangements were, when I was in the hospital, between my witness Shannon and Callie, that she was going to pay me money before I left.
Just a minute. So you never had a discussion with the defendant?
No, I did not.
Your witness did?
Yes, she did.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Shannon Powers.
You were supposed to go on the trip with Miss
Beth.
Clark.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you do? You contacted the defendant?
Yes, I did.
Okay. She was a friend of yours?
Yep.
Was she a friend of yours?
No.
Go ahead.
I kind of struggled around to find someone to go because we both stood to lose a lot of money. And the agreement...
Right, because it was non-refundable.
Yep.
Right.
The agreement between Callie and myself was she would give or send Beth a check or money for $400 and then pay her the remainder of the $574 in the summer when she started working.
Was that your agreement?
No.
Let me hear what your agreement was.
The agreement was $700. My parents gave $400, and I thought the agreement was that Shannon's parents gave $100 for me, and then that I was paying Beth $200 in the summer. I would never agree to pay that $978 when she was going to lose all her money.
How much did you receive altogether so far for this trip?
$400.
$400. And where did the other $100 come from?
From my parents, but I guess they never sent it. I was not aware of that.
Why were your parents going to send Miss Clark another $100?
Because Callie agreed to give me $500, and then she didn't have a license, and she had to get back from New York to Connecticut because she didn't have a passport, and she had to spend the money, the $100, to get back to Connecticut to get her IDs and stuff.
Okay, so you were going to give her parents back the $100?
No. My parents would only give me $400, and Beth's mom would not take the $400. She said $500.
Are you telling me that you actually gave her $500 or $400?
$400, but...
All right, so you still owe her $3. Miss Clark, you never had a conversation with nor a contract with the defendant. Is that right?
Before she left, I did not have contact with her.
Right, so you had no contract with her, right?
Right.
You had no agreement with her whatsoever.
It was between them. But I had a friend who was willing to go instead of Callie before she...
I don't know that. Where's your friend who was willing to go?
I have a document.
I don't read documents. I don't read documents. I mean, you're in the hospital. You stand to lose $974. You took out no insurance to prevent you from losing all this money. I mean, I don't see anybody spending the full amount of the trip. If she knows you're going to lose all of your money, that's not the way people usually operate. They usually operate, well, I'll go on short notice, but I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a trip. She didn't have $1,000. She only had $400. Aside from the fact you didn't have a contract with her.
But that was the agreement that I understood, that she was to pay me money when she got back from the trip.
Yeah.
She paid me $400 and I expected the rest. I worked 2 jobs over my winter break trying to pay for this trip. And I wouldn't have let somebody go on my trip for $700 that I worked 2 jobs for and then I paid for in full.
Next time you take a trip, you should have some insurance.
I never thought that I was going to get sick.
Absolutely. That's why people take out insurance. In any event, you had no contract with the defendant. As far as she was concerned, well, she got a little mixed up with the $100. I guess she figured your mother was going to give her $100 so that you wouldn't lose all your money and therefore you wouldn't go away on this trip alone.
Yeah.
You still owe her $300. Why haven't you paid her?
I was going to pay her the $200 because I never knew that her
mother didn't give the $100.
Yes.
All right.
So I was going to pay her the $200, and then I get in the mail that she's trying to get $530 from me.
So you gave her nothing?
Right.
Well, why didn't you give her at least what you thought you owed her?
Because I knew I had to go to court anyways.
Okay. Well, you owe her $300. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Fixed on the calendar in the matter of Reed versus Fishback. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Reed, you and Miss Fishback had a relationship and you have a child together. How old is your child?
She'll be 2 in July.
According to your complaint, you had some sort of an altercation with Miss Fishback and you separated.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Fishback, don't laugh.
I'm not laughing.
Good.
Okay.
And in retaliation, she went to your home. She really broke into your home, according to you. She got your keys and broke into your home. She poured bleach all over your clothes. She also tried to poison a pet snake of yours by putting bleach in the water. And you claim that she has continually harassed you and even assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll let her tell me about her defense. You tell me when you separated, sir.
Shortly after our daughter was born.
That was 2 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
When was this incident with the clothes?
The incident with my clothes happened in February of last year.
Tell me about it.
Prior to this, you know, we had a daughter, and...
Could you first of all, speak up and faster, because I have other things to do today.
I'm sorry.
Where are you from?
Georgia.
Things are slow in Georgia. I'm from Brooklyn. Things are speeded up a little.
Okay. On the night in question, me and my roommate, we have college night, and we was going to the club on Thursday. We went to the club. Miss Fishback showed up.
And you had already broken up at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Shortly after, I noticed she departed, but didn't think anything of it. I went home, my roommate went to his room, I went to mine, and I went in my closet and I noticed there were spots all over my clothes, so I immediately looked to the ceiling to see if stuff was coming from the ceiling, because I didn't know where it was from.
And you noticed that your clothes were full of bleach?
Yeah,
You could take out one piece. You don't have to show me the whole thing.
well, here's a sweater.
Okay, good.
And,
Clear. All right, Miss Fishback, you want to tell me why you poured bleach on his clothes?
Well, I poured bleach on his clothes because I found out that he was sleeping with a so-called friend of mine, but she turned out not to be my friend because she was sleeping with him.
Why didn't you pour bleach on her clothes?
Yeah, that's not...
Shh. I asked you a question. She was your friend.
She was, yeah.
Just listen to me. You poured bleach on his clothes, and you weren't together with him anymore. So he wasn't betraying you with sleeping with somebody else.
Yes, he was.
Your friend was betraying you if
friend.
she was having...
Well, her too. We dealt with her later.
How did you deal with her later?
Well, just with talking about it and let it be.
That's not true.
That is true.
Listen to me. Don't speak.
Yes.
Now I'm asking Miss Fishback. How did you deal with your friend later?
Well, we...
Who's we?
Well, not we, but
Could
myself.
you look at me? Look at my... Listen to me. Look here.
Okay, well, we talked about it, and she lied. And
So
I
what
found
did you
out
do?
she was lying. Then we talked about it some more, and that was it. I didn't do anything.
Well, so my question to you, Miss
fight her, I
Fishback,
didn't
pay
touch
attention.
her.
Pay careful attention.
I didn't hear what you said.
Pay, because you keep talking.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So what you have to do is pay attention.
Okay.
If your friend betrayed you, then you deal with your friend by talking. Now, you went into his room, because there wasn't even a question. I didn't ask you, did you do it? I said, why did you do it? Now you can tell me why you don't think you're financially responsible for it.
Because we...
Look over here.
I paid for some of those clothes.
So?
That were bleached. So
So?
they were mine.
They weren't yours.
Okay.
So, how much are the clothes worth, sir?
Well, there's no real way for me to...
Well, tell me what they are. Why don't you take them out? Let's take a look at them. How many sweaters? How many pants?
Well, I have in my police report that I filed an estimated number. There were some things left out that I just recently found.
You should have found them when you filed the police report in February of 2002.
It was the only thing that was left off was my leather jacket that my mom bought. It was in the very back of my closet. And from what I seen, you can't see it because it was sprayed from the back side of
You
it.
should have had a neater closet. Let me see another article of clothing.
This is the jacket I'm talking about. And
Let me see another article of clothing. Nice clothes. How many shirts altogether?
I have 23 shirts.
Go ahead. What else?
14 pair of pants.
How many?
14 pair of pants.
You got 14 pairs of pants, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me about the snake.
Well, Miss Fishback did purchase a snake for me on my birthday.
That's a gift. What did you do to the snake?
It was in my cage. I didn't know at first, but then I have a...
Well, why don't we let Miss Fishback tell me what she did to the snake? What did you do to the snake, Miss
I
Fishback?
poured bleach in her tank.
You mean all over the tank?
No, just in her water bowl.
Why did you do that?
Because he doesn't need to have her.
You have custody of this 2-year-old child?
I do.
I would question your ability to parent a 2-year-old child.
Are you sure about that?
I am absolutely positive about that, madam, and I have more experience than you have years.
Okay.
Because if you are vicious enough, because you're in a snit over somebody sleeping with your old boyfriend, to try to kill a living being, then as far as I'm concerned, you should not have custody of a child.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you on medication?
No, I'm just sitting here listening to you. I'm waiting for you to tell me what I better learn.
You better learn to grow up.
And later today...
When did you leave the band?
The first week of May, when I found out that the defendant was messing around with my girlfriend.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ricky Reed says ex-girlfriend Tia Fishback bleached his clothes, tried to kill his pet snake, and assaulted him.
I sat in family court for a lot of years. Pouring bleach on his clothes, I can understand. I don't count that, and he's going to get paid because you had no right to do it. But I could understand somebody getting that angry and saying, I'm going to cut the pants in half, or I'm going to pour bleach on you. I mean, this is not the first bleach on your clothes for a long time. I mean, it's an almost standard retaliatory mood.
It's more than that, though. It's more of taking responsibility for your child that, you know, he doesn't come pick up. Fought so hard.
That has nothing to do with the snake, you fool.
Well, it does.
You're a fool. It has nothing to do with the snake. If you wanted him to act more responsibly with his child, you think that you're going to teach him to act more responsibly with his child by poisoning a snake? You're some idiot.
All right.
Good. That's what you are. You're an idiot. And Mr. Reed, you want to be a responsible parent?
Yes, ma'am.
She acknowledges she tried to poison an animal to get even with you for sleeping with a girlfriend. I would question whether she has the ability to parent a child if she can do what she acknowledges that she did. Damaged clothes, harassment. You want to tell me about the harassment, Mr. Reed?
Well, there's been several occasions where Miss Fishback has harassed me. Actually, there was an altercation when she stole my credit card and made purchases on my credit card.
Where did she take your credit card from?
Out of my truck.
How many charges did she make on it?
She made phone calls to her mom and her aunt and to other people. The charges came up to like $100 and something.
Why'd you do that?
Because actually I just had the phone, I had the credit card in my possession, but I just used it and I paid his mother back for that, and I paid for that already.
When you say you had it in your possession, where did you get it from?
Out of his truck, like he said.
How often do you see your daughter?
Look
at me.
She lives right around the corner. I see her, if not every day, every other day.
Okay, so you see her pretty regularly?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Fishback?
Right now, I have a job at a customer service representative, better yet. There we go.
What does that mean?
Meaning...
Look at me.
Customer service.
I don't know what that means. Who do you work for? Give me the name of the company.
Macon County Greyhound Dog Track.
What does she do for a living?
Nothing.
That's what I do.
Actually, she just, you know, she's there bothering me. That's why we have all these problems.
You picked her.
You're right, I did.
You picked her.
But, Your Honor, she wasn't like...
Then you don't have a problem. You created a problem. Mr. Reed, you know, I have a certain amount of sympathy for you because I think she's nutty. I really think she's nutty. So I have a certain amount of sympathy for you. But, you know, until you're really sure that this is going to be it, you just bought the whole farm for the next 18 years or so, and that farm isn't wrapped too tight. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
She has serious personality disorders. So you better watch it very carefully. In any event, I'm giving you a judgment in the amount of $2,500 for your clothes, for the harassment. Madam, you better learn to... Look at this. There is some... Are you on medication?
No, I'm just sitting here listening to you. I'm waiting for you to tell me what I better learn.
You better learn to grow up. Okay. You made a child with somebody when you were not married, so you had no commitment. He wasn't going to be your knight in shining armor. That you can't seem to get through your head. Okay. Leave him alone. Try to be a good mother as long as you have custody of this child. That is your primary responsibility. And start to put a life together for yourself where you are engaged in some useful pursuit other than making trouble. Now do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Goodbye.
Oh, this is an excuse. You may step out.
After all said and done, I knew I was wrong, but couldn't fix it.
Snakes can sense tainted food or water, and she didn't. Luckily, she didn't drink any.
He doesn't deserve anything. He shouldn't get it, but, you know, whatever.
I've had several charges brought up against her, and something always happens, and nothing's ever done, so I'm just ready to graduate and move on.
Broke heart, woman scorned, did damage, he'll get over it, life will go on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Woodside versus Thompson, step forward, please.
20-year-old student Nathan Woodside is suing former bandmate, 20-year-old food deliverer Jaron Thompson for the return of his music equipment.
Mr. Woodside, you and the defendant were band members together. How many were in the band in total?
There's 4 in the band in total.
According to your complaint, you purchased some band equipment. When did you purchase the equipment?
Well, the bass that I'm suing for, I purchased last summer. I purchased it for myself. I'm also suing for 4 DJ speaker cabs that I bought on January 20th of this year. I'm also suing for a PV bass amp that I bought on February 2nd that I'm also suing for.
Of this year?
That's correct.
Okay. Can I see exactly what it is that you want back, sir? So you bought these items, the band used them. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you used them when you were with the band?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you left the band. When did you leave the band?
The first week of May, when I found out that the defendant was messing around with my girlfriend.
Is there any question, Mr. Thompson, that the plaintiff bought this equipment?
No.
Then why shouldn't he be able to take it when he left the band? Because you are keeping it from him.
Well, when he purchased it, it was for the band and intended for band use. And when he decided he wanted to leave the band, there's no reason that what was bought for the band should stay with the band.
Where is that written? In which testament? You're not his band anymore.
Well, he decided to leave on his own free will. No one told him he had to leave.
Of course. Just like he purchased this equipment.
For the band.
Of which he was a member.
Right.
He is no longer a member of the band.
Yeah, because he wanted to leave.
Right. Listen, slavery is gone a long time ago. Indentured servitude has gone a long time ago. He's unhappy with the band.
Well, that's
Do you
his own
understand?
problem.
Of course. You know
I mean,
what your
he purchased
problem
the
is?
equipment for the band for us to use.
Listen to me. You have to give him back his equipment.
Well, I don't think I should have to.
Just my own information, just so that I can amuse myself for a moment. What makes a band?
A group of people that want to make music
How
together.
large a group?
Well, in this case, it was...
No, not in this case. What number is it that makes a band?
Any number is possible.
Could
a band
you
could
have
be
a
one person, a
Let me
band
ask
could
you,
be...
A band can be one person.
Right.
Well, that's an act. That's not a band. A band, I never heard of a one-person band. Give me an example, sir, of a one-person band. Somebody that Bird might know.
I hate it, but Dashboard Confessional. I don't know. They were a one-person act.
That's one-person act. I'm asking you to give Bird an example, because I'm an idiot when it comes to current musical groups. But Bird has teenage children. He might know the band that consists of one person. Give him a band that's 2 people.
Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt.
Right.
Have you heard of Lightning Bolt?
Never heard of him.
They're really good.
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan's also good.
Steely Dan. How many people in Steely Dan's band?
That I don't know.
Do you know?
2.
2?
2 regular.
No. 2 regular, but when he plays, is it just 2 people?
Well, he's got a lot of guest people.
The thing is, sir, let's say 3 people decide to leave the band, leaving just you.
Well, that's...
Shh. I'm smarter than you are.
Well, thanks.
I know that that's hard for you to believe, but I want you to trust me. I am smarter than you are.
Not saying anything.
Let's say the other 3 band members, he decided to leave because he believed you were messing around with his girlfriend, so he was distressed. Somebody else gets an opportunity to go play with Steely Dan and says, I'm leaving Mr. Thompson because I'd rather go play with Steely Dan. And then the 3rd one leaves to go play with John Ford Coley.
Him too.
Good? Him too?
Oh, yeah.
Did you think I knew that name?
I didn't think you knew that.
I did. All right? Leaving only you left. And under your theory, because you can have a band that's made of 1 person, they should leave all the equipment that they bought with you.
No. That's
Good.
That's
so
a
then
different,
we are together.
It's a different case because since he's the only person leaving the band, the rest of us are still together. Now, if
No, listen to me, Mr. Thompson. You're not following my example, sir. The band was composed of 4 people. You may choose to keep the rest of the 3 of you in your new band that only is 3 people together. And if another person leaves, you may choose to stay together with your new two-man band. But the band of which he was a part is no longer in existence. It's gone because he left, and he was a piece of that band, and he gets to take his equipment with him. So within 5 days of today's hearing, in the company of a police officer, if you need one, sir, I will prepare an order that you will retrieve your property. Do you understand?
I would like to know if it's still in original condition, because I know he's very rough on equipment.
Let me explain something to you, sir. He may be very rough on equipment, but you are getting your equipment back. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Perfect. 5 days from today, we will cut the order. Clear, sir?
Well,
is it clear?
There's a little bit of a problem.
There's no problem. Is what I just said to you in English clear, Mr. Thompson?
It is
he
clear,
gets
but...
his equipment back in 5 days. Get him out of here.